everybody. I'm Marv Albert, along with Mike Fratello, making his return to the world of sports television. Nice of the Jazz to go to all this extent to welcome you back. I know that you have the telestrator all revved up. Phil Jackson is hoping that his club is all revved up. Kobe Bryant still out with that broken hand, so Mike, all revolves around Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, Mark, Shaquille O'Neal is going to get statistics every season. He led the league in field goal percentage a year ago, was second in scoring, seventh in rebounding. But stats aren't important to Shaq. What he wants to do is win basketball games. With Kobe out with the broken hand and the triangle offense in right now, the big fella's going to get a lot of touches down in the low post area. The key is who will be the other players to step up and support him with Kobe missing. It might be a good idea right now for Glenn Rice, the third All-Star in this team, to break out of the slump. A career 46% shooter, a career 20-plus per game scorer. Coming out of exhibition season, he shot only 31% from the floor and averaged just 8.8 points per game.
And concluded with an 0 for 10 in the final preseason game against the Utah Jazz. This crowd is sky high as the Jazz have been introduced. We'll be back in a moment with the starting lineups and the opening tip.
Dandruff, scratching, itching. Introducing new Neutrogena T-Gel Stubborn Itch Control with cooling menthol you feel on contact. Unlike self-control, it works. Ask any dermatologist.
What we're going to be doing is we're going to slip into the woods over here, and we're going to be looking for some turkey scratching.
Here, turkey, turkey, turkey. Here, turkey, turkey, turkey. I did it.
Well, those are geese.
Introducing Cozone.com, the place to find computer help and buy what's right for you.
I think they like that.
Cozone.com, we can help.
He hunts on the streets.
I want you to work the case with us. I'm with you every step of the way.
He kills underground.
What is it?
It's an awful smell.
That means you're close.
He collects human bones. The Bone Collector joins Silence of the Lambs and Seven as one of the great thrillers of the decade.
I hear something.
See that?
Hello?
I hear you.
I think I found him.
The Bone Collector, rated R, opens Friday.
Introducing Blue from American Express, a whole new kind of credit card.
Now look at the starting lineups. The Lakers with Rice, Green, Shaq, Hopper, and Fisher. The one change for the Jazz, Olden Polynice is the starter at center, signed as a free agent. After spending last year with Seattle, he has won the starting job. Phil Jackson making his debut as coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. After sitting out last season, Phil is back with a major challenge. The officials, Joe Crawford, Ted Bernhardt, Michael Smith, and we're underway. The second half of our TNT doubleheader. In San Antonio earlier, the defending NBA champion Spurs knocking off the Sixers 89-76. So the Lakers control the tip. The entry pass not handled by Shaq, recovered by Green. And Karl Malone with the rebound on the first possession for the Utah Jazz.
Utah will try and push the ball every opportunity. In the last exhibition game, they broke the game open in the fourth quarter by busting out and getting easy scores in transition against the Lakers.
Jazz at 5-3 in preseason. Adam Keefe not able to hit. Kept alive by Olden Polynice, and a foul is called. It is a loose ball foul on Polynice.
That's a tough foul for Olden Polynice. He will use up enough fouls just trying to guard Shaquille in the low post area to get one on an aggressive move going after the offensive boards. That's a tough one this early in the game.
Lakers had a very poor preseason. They went 3-5. They lost their last 3, including their final preseason game last Thursday to Utah, losing by 16 points. Here's O'Neal. So Shaquille O'Neal is on the board.
Interestingly, that time Karl Malone was up pressuring AC Green. The first time he backed way off AC and made the entry pass very difficult to Shaquille.
John Stockton. And back comes Derek Fisher. He is the starting point guard in the backcourt with the one-time Chicago Bull Ron Harper, who had a good preseason. Green posting up on Malone. And here is Rice. Yes. So Glenn Rice coming off the 0 for 10 in that last exhibition game against Utah, hits on his first field goal.
So far, because of the amount of time in training camp, the Lakers are only able to get so many things in on their offense as Karl Malone hits his patented 17-foot jumper from the foul line area. They only have certain things in. Backdoors, splits, which produce the last jumper, and rub cut slices into the post.
And off the turnover, the Jazz will get it back. The question is, Mike, can the triangle offense work with these Lakers? It's been a very slow process for Phil Jackson.
I don't think Phil ever said he was going to come in and the whole thing was going to click right away immediately. They're talking about giving it a month and a half, 2 months, and then let's see what happens. And remember, when Kobe Bryant comes back, it makes things a little bit easier and a little bit better.
Shot clock down to 5 of Stockton. Comes up short. Polynice able to hit the follow, but then converts. Olden Polynice has tied the game at 4.
That's the kind of help they're looking for on the glass for Karl Malone, that active body on the glass to produce second shot opportunities.
Shaquille getting position and took the bump from Polynice. Well, we're joined on the sidelines tonight by Cheryl Miller. Let's check in with Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Marv. Before the game, Karl Malone said that he was very disappointed with the team's early exit in the playoffs last season, but he said this season he has a new mentality. He said for the first time in his 14-season career, he's much more relaxed. He feels that the pressure's off him. And Mike, you made a really good point. He said one of the main reasons is Olden Polynice. He says that he doesn't have to worry about the rebounding duties, that he can concentrate at the defensive end, running the floor, and on his offensive game. Guys?
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Olden Polynice just picked up a second foul, so he sits down, replaced by Greg Ostertag. Hornacek comes flying through the lane, and the Jazz leading by 2.
There's one of those transition opportunities, but let's get back to the Lakers for a second. The last 2 times down, they started Shaquille away from the basketball and then flashed him into the lane. The second time, it produced the second foul on Polynice.
And away from the ball, foul committed by Glenn Rice, holding on Adam Keefe. And Herschel mentioned Karl Malone, understandably disappointed with what took place last season, a lockout short year. The Jazz did go 37-13, tied with the Spurs for the league's best record, but in the playoffs, they just got by high-flying Sacramento, then were eliminated by Portland 4 games to 2. Shot clock is down to 5. Nice pass, Keefe, and rebounded by Shaquille. For the Lakers, this is a team that is still evolving. Ron Harper able to hit. Phil Jackson telling us that he has also, and a lot of talk about Dennis Rodman perhaps joining this club eventually, but Phil has expressed interest in Bison Dele, who played for him in Chicago when he was going by his given name of Brian Williams. Foul called on Harper. Told that Dele recently retired from Detroit, reportedly is in Lebanon. But I would think he's still trying to add some pieces to this roster.
I think he's very concerned about that power forward position. He sees the opportunity to play Shaq along with somebody like Dele and really be big on the glass and strong.
All right, Keefe able to keep it alive. Hornacek. And Fisher off the turnover. Nice move on Stockton. Went to the left hand. Malone. Broken up by Fisher. Malone did well to get to that lead pass.
Well, that's that center lane sprint that he has run for so many years, and John Stockton looks for him, lays it out there, and there aren't many people that run the floor better from the 4 position than Karl Malone.
Malone inbounding. Here is Ostertag. Greg Ostertag coming off the bench after Olden Polynice picked up the 2 early fouls. And now Joe Crawford, the outside official, checking with Michael Smith, who made the call on Adam Keefe.
You can see the Lakers trying to pick and choose. When is it time to hurry up and enter it into the post in transition? When is it time to get into the triangle, reverse the ball, and get something good off the set offense? That's what they're trying to make the decisions on right now in the half-court sets.
Oh! A facial served up by Shaquille O'Neal, going right at his good friend, Greg Ostertag.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. That was one heck of a play by Shaquille O'Neal. He used his little drop step, turned back Ostertag down to the point where he just elevates, goes up over and through him, and nearly takes Greg with him through the rim.
And Stockton called for that foul on the scramble for the ball with Fisher. Here the reaction on the last call on John Stockton. Lakers 8, Jazz 6. 5 minutes gone by in this first quarter.
Posting up Ron Harper against Jeff Hornacek, something he's doing in Chicago with Michael Jordan against the 2 guards. Here they go to Ron Harper.
And O'Neal controlling the boards and draws the foul. John Stockton got caught on a switch. John Stockton is upset. He's just picked up his second. A timeout is taken. We'll be back in a moment.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Capture every day in brilliant color. Get the picture with Fujifilm.
No, I haven't called Dennis. I got a call from Dennis, but I haven't returned it yet. I think that that's something that might be done later on if we can't find a remedy for our power forward situation. I'm not anticipating it, though. I'd like to get along without it. I think this is a young team that needs to find their own way on the floor. They need to have that role, that pecking order that kind of is established, a criterion of rules that they follow. Everybody feels harmonious behind it. Dennis is an aberration. He breaks those things down, and those are things that an experienced team, a team that's got confidence in who they are, can absorb. And right now, we don't have that yet.
Saw it, perhaps Dennis was just calling Phil to get good courtside tickets in the new Staples Center.
Could have been calling to wish him good luck, for the upcoming season. Dennis, a very cordial individual.
But obviously, Phil Jackson wants to see how this club does in the early going. Shaquille O'Neal, who has had a terrible time at the line in preseason, able to hit on his first. Shaq shot 38% at the foul line, 34 from 90 in preseason. Lakers 9 and the Jazz 6. Howard Eisley has come on for John Stockton. Here is Hornacek for 3.
AC Green got caught in between whether to stay under the basket and guard Malone, who was sneaking behind him, or push out to the corner to a great three-point shooter in Hornacek.
Again, Harper posting. Nice feed for Green. And Ostertag hears it from the crowd as he comes down with that rebound. Hornacek and Isley now in the backcourt. Ostertag, Malone, and Keefe on the front line. Utah looking very tentative here at the start. Shot clock is down to 1. And that's a 24-second violation.
An excellent job of the Lakers getting in the passing lanes. They backed up and played soft on most of the perimeter people, dared them to take the shot, made it tough to get it in the hole to Karl Malone, who was posting up. All of a sudden, they lost track of time. Shot clock was down to 1.
Jazz missing its last 5 shots, just 3 of 12 from the field. Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller, but blocked by Ostertag. Keefe on the run. Well, the rejection led to the break.
That's why Adam Keefe is always going to shoot a high percentage from the floor. He very seldom takes a bad shot. It's either an offensive rebound, a transition score, or a medium-range jump shot, which he feels very comfortable with.
Adam Keefe in the starting lineup. Ryan Russell these days coming off the bench. They like Russell to give the Jazz a lift. Here's O'Neal going glass. So Shaquille is off to the fast start. He has 7, and the Lakers are up by 3. Shaq has hit on his first 3 shots. And an offensive foul is called. Foul on Malone.
Let's go back to transition basketball. Adam Keefe, who starts out guarding Glenn Rice, then has to fill the outside lane. A good decision by Isley with the ball. A strong finisher at 6'9", and Adam Keefe.
Now Brian Shaw has come on, replacing Ron Harper. Brian Shaw signed as a free agent 2 weeks ago. He was traded from Portland to Houston in that Scottie Pippen deal, then released by the Houston Rockets. And Phil Jackson likes to have the veteran in the backcourt. Again, a foul on the Jazz. It's on Ostertag.
We're seeing the results of the new rule changes, the displacing and dislodging of cutters going into the post area. They started Shaq outside, high away, reversed the ball, and then sliced him through the lane. Here he is outside, high away, a little back pick by Rice. As Shaq slices in there, too much body contact by Ostertag trying to hold his ground. The result, free throws coming up.
And a technical foul was called on Jerry Sloan. Apparently that's what Rice just hit the tee. And now Shaquille O'Neal at the line. So Sloan upset with a series of calls against his club.
Nice move by the Lakers, starting Shaquille away from the basketball, then flashing him to the ball at his size with his strength. How do you stop the man from getting low post position without getting a body into him? Getting a body into him this year is illegal.
Last night, I asked Phil Jackson, what are you doing to help Shaquille at the foul line? Although he's off to a nice start. And Phil didn't want to answer the question. He says he doesn't want to. I didn't take it personally either. He just feels the psyching out. Shaquille is getting all this advice. He says that assistant coach Tex Winter is working with him. And a tripping foul on AC Green. But Shaq tonight 3 for 4 at the line.
We heard today, talking to Jerry Sloan, a similar situation in Karl Malone's first year. He shot 48% from the foul line. And what Sloan said is he wasn't going to be a good free throw shooter unless he decided he wanted to become a good free throw shooter. He worked on it. He's been an 80% free throw shooter for the rest of his career.
The hand for Brian Russell as he comes on for Adam Keefe. So the matchup is Russell and Rice. Here's Hornacek on a quick release. And he thought he was fouled.
A little Laker action there for Utah. They hit the low post, run the splits, and get an open jump shot.
Lakers by 4. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Backcourt now of Fisher and Shaw with O'Neal, Green, and Rice up front. Here's Shaw. Hornacek being guarded by Brian Shaw. Ostertag. Try to go back door. And back comes Shaw. Fisher with room. Yes. Nice stroke by Derek Fisher.
One of those opportunity fast breaks by the Lakers. Sometimes they look like they're all out running. Other times they're kind of half running, looking to get into the secondary part of the break. The decision-making by the team at the offensive end.
Malone. Ostertag. It counts. And the foul. Well, Olden Polynice won the starting job at center, beating out Greg Ostertag, who obviously has been a disappointment over the years. And Ostertag comes in after the early foul trouble on Polynice and has done a very good job.
We see that Shaq simply turns and looks at the front of the rim. He never steps into Ostertag to put a body on him. That's the second offensive rebound from the center position that's resulted in a basket for Utah. One by Polynice, one by Ostertag.
Ostertag, a 62% free throw shooter. Lakers 16, the Jazz 12 as we come up on 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Opening night in the NBA. And here's O'Neal off the spin. Oh, he looks sharp. Shaq with 11 and the Lakers by 6. Joey Crawford making the call. It's against Los Angeles. Foul on O'Neal, his first. And a timeout is being taken. Phil Jackson calling for time. We'll be back in a moment.
CNN Sports Illustrated, the sports network more people are switching to. Call your cable or satellite provider.
I think Environmental Day, or any other day where you just go to help out the community, is important for the simple fact that this is your community. It provides for you as long as you provide for it.
I think other schools should be involved because it's an easy way to get a lot of big things done.
Got all the students active, and it helped us give back to the community what it has given us so far.
And it was so important that we had sponsors to be able to go out there and do it, because we wouldn't have had the time or the money.
Having plenty of additional outlets is a great way to enjoy the television programs you want to watch, when you want to watch them. With cable TV, additional outlets are never a problem. With satellite TV, you may need a separate receiver for each television in the house, and that could get pretty expensive. But with cable TV, additional outlets are easy and don't cost much at all. You might want to think about it.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. How are the Blazers doing tonight, you ask? Well, take a look. Early on, Scottie Pippen is 3 underneath. Pip had 10 in the first quarter. Steve Smith had 12 in the first quarter. In Portland, laying the lumber to the Grizzlies early at GM Place in Vancouver. It's 32-25 as they play in the second quarter. Let us go back to Marv and Mike.
All right, thank you, Ernie. You can see all the shuffling in the Pacific Division during the course of the off-season, and that a division that already was powerful coming into the off-season.
When you look at the Portland roster that they had a year ago and the number of games that they won, then they turn around and trade and move so many of those guys and make themselves even stronger this year. 4 of the players on the second unit have started throughout their career.
Hornacek with 6 points. Lakers 18, the Jazz 14. Shaquille O'Neal leading the way for the Lakers with 11 on 4 of 5 from the floor. Rick Fox handles for the first time. He just checked in. Shoots the 3. Well, not wasting any time. Rick Fox from downtown.
Well, that helps any offense that you run when a guy from the perimeter, clock running down, faces up and knocks out a jump shot. And it's been a big problem for the Lakers in preseason. Rice shot 31, Harper 40, Fox 29%, Lou 28%, Shaw 39%. Just couldn't make outside jumpers.
And here's Hornacek. Hits the 3. Well, Jeff Hornacek has found the range, 9 points. for Hornacek. Lakers 21 on the Jazz 17. O'Neal from Shaw. Oh, Shaq kept it alive.
One of the few pick and rolls that we've seen from Los Angeles, and in talking to Phil Jackson, he mentioned today that they have not had a chance to put a lot of their pick and roll stuff in. So you see it's probably coming off of a timeout or something that just is created by the players on the floor.
Karl Malone, he thought he was fouled. So did the crowd.
Well, what Karl actually tried to do is draw a foul rather than make a basket that last time.
That won't count. Offensive foul. And that's 2 on Shaquille.
Just like the defense gets called for displacing or dislodging, the officials must call it the same way at the other end. When you dip that shoulder, drop it into the defensive guy, and move him out of his position, then it's going to be called an offensive foul.
And very shortly, we'll see John Sally check in, replacing Shaquille O'Neal. Malone able to play the deflection, and he is hit by O'Neal, who picks up a third.
A.C. Green took a chance that time and played in front of Karl Malone, which forced the offensive player to throw the lob pass over the top. Karl Malone is one of the players in this league that you cannot front in the low post area. As a result, there's the front, there's the lob, and now here comes the foul to Shaquille O'Neal.
And Mike, the question is now, have we seen the last of Shaquille for this first half?
He's so vital to this team. So much of the offense runs through him. Decision will have to be made by Phil. When is he going to bring him back in again? I think he'll sit him for a while and then bring him back somewhere in the middle of the second quarter.
Well, Shaq with 13 points, hitting 5 of 8 from the field. And John Sally has checked in. John Sally signing just before training camp. And you look back, his most recent brush with the NBA was 2 years ago, and that was as a member of NBC's Showtime studio show. He'd been sitting out. He is the Lakers' backup center with Benoit Benjamin not making the team. Travis Knight is also available. He was a question mark because of a sprained ankle, but he is available. Pete Chilcutt, in addition to this Utah squad, has checked in for the first time. Down to 45 seconds in the quarter. Lakers with the ball and up by 5. Shot clock is at 3. And John Sally gets the roll.
The patience of the veteran player. Look for cutters. Once he picked his dribble up going back door, nothing was there. He realized how much time was left on the shot clock. Shot a little fadeaway, knocked it down.
Howard Isley handling. Working the clock down. That's a 3. Hopper checking the clock, and he'll hold for a final shot of this first quarter.
See if they open up the floor a la the old Chicago Bulls and let him go one-on-one, and there's the opportunity. Instead, he kicks back to Brian Shaw for the jumper.
And that will do it. That's the end of 1. So here at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, 1 quarter complete. It's the Lakers 25 and the Jazz 18. We'll be back in a moment.
It's not about being a hero and not about serving your country. It's about fighting when you should quit. It's about being strong when you should be scared. And about saving everyone else's life before you save your own. The TNT World Premiere Special takes you beyond the glory and into the guts of the award you don't win, you earn. Medal of Honor. See it Sunday night at 8 on TNT.
People are beginning to think of the automobile not just as a family vehicle, but as a personal and individual means of transportation.
The throb of a powerful engine. Now for a moment, imagine yourself as driver of this automobile. You really have to drive it.
At the Chrysler Proving Ground,
Give them an expressway and their drivers are...
I think we made the scenic back roads fun to drive.
Or give them any country or suburban road, rough or smooth. They're the type of people who like the feel of a fine machine.
Love to drive. The renowned engineers of Chrysler.
A minimum of ornamentation and a minimum of chrome moldings.
She's a regular firecracker. The sounds of nature sing their prettiest over the rich, throaty obligato of his engine.
Even sheet metal can have a soul.
And they give you back the romance of driving.
And that is why these will never land on an ordinary car.
And you find out what exceptional unity of man and machine has been achieved.
We are in for a battle tonight.
This is your night, baby. Let's go get it. Time to spend the money. Come on. Oh, take it from it.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world. I must be the greatest.
Meet Cyber Ali and his chump-dumping, hammer-happy, hit-the-canvas, this-and-down, boom-boom Banshees. Knockout Kings 2000. EA Sports. It's in the game.
It is opening night of the NBA season. Ernie Johnson back at you from our Atlanta studio. We will take you back to Salt Lake City for more of the Jazz and the Lakers in just a second. We do want to bring you some more coverage of the Denver Nuggets and Phoenix Suns. A whale of a ball game where moments ago, down by 3, Nick Van Exel just turned and launched a three-pointer that tied it up for Denver, 94 apiece with the Suns. And Van Exel came off, gave chest bumps to everybody, including Dan Issel. Right now, under 25 seconds to play. Game tied at 94. Bonus coverage, Drew Goodman and Scott Hastings.
A chance to go down the other end and score. They want to send it into overtime.
Yep, what Scott just said. You do not want to give Phoenix an opportunity.
Kid's going to try to deny Van Exel, keep the ball out of his hands.
Nick has it. 8 to go. Here's the high screen. Fall away 3. We'll go to overtime. It was on the line. It just didn't drop. And Dan Issel with a big smile on his face hugs Nick Van Exel. He got a pretty decent look from long range. It was on line. It's the first in a while that has not fallen for.
Well, we already saw double overtime tonight with Miami beating Detroit. Now the Suns and the Nuggets go to overtime at the new Pepsi Center as we head back to the Delta Center. Marv, Mike, and Cheryl.
Just hit a 3 for the Jazz, and the Lakers take a timeout. Lakers now lead at 25-21. Phil Jackson inserting the rookie out of Augsburg, first-round draft pick Devin George, and Jerry Sloan sending in Quincy Lewis, first-round pick out of the University of Minnesota, making his NBA debut.
I kind of like Jerry Sloan's response to your question today when you asked him, will Quincy play in tonight's game? And he said, well, we're not going to redshirt him.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
That was good.
Yes. Just trying to get the details. Quincy Lewis averaged 23 points as a senior at the University of Minnesota, led the Big Ten in scoring, 6th in the nation. There he is, a member of the U.S. Goodwill Games team that won the gold against Australia. Mike, talking about the Utah Jazz, the John Stockton, Karl Malone era, beginning its 15th season. They've made it to the conference finals 5 times, to the NBA finals twice this decade. Is the window of opportunity still open?
I think it is. Whenever you have 2 premier players the way the Jazz do, we're talking about John Stockton, who was the all-time assists and steals leader in the NBA and was the #1 guard field goal percentage a year ago in the NBA. Then you have Karl Malone, 2-time MVP, every year ranked statistically high up. With those guys as the nucleus, and the fact that they play almost every night, surround them with the other pieces, they've got a chance in the Western Conference. Not as good maybe as in the past because of the strength of the other teams, but there still is an opportunity.
Is the telestrator up to its standards? I saw you were working with the toolbox earlier, and then you kicked it. One of our staff members mentioned.
We need a little tinkering, but we're ready to break it out here in a second.
I see. So we're very excited about it also.
Let me know when.
30 seconds gone by in this second quarter. Rick Fox inbounds to Tyronn Lue, who just checked in. Lue played by Isley. John Sally matched with Karl Malone. Sally coming on after Shaquille O'Neal picked up a 3rd foul. And the whistles have been pretty active here at the start. Foul committed by Chilcutt. As you're all aware, in an effort to return to a less physical, more open game, there have been a series of rules changes put into play for the most part to eliminate the excessive contact. You buy it, Mike? Will it work?
I think so. Players have a great knack for adjusting to however the officials are going to call the basketball game. They want to reduce the physicalness of the game, clean it up a little bit, basically just get back to calling the rules the way they're intended to be when the rule book was put together and written, along with the changes over the years. And that's the mission of the officials this season.
This is Lewis, and he drew the foul. Also drew a collision between George and Sally. Let's check in with Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Marvin. Michael, this is the first time that the Jazz have played on this brand new floor. Now, the old floor, many of you remember, is the last time that Michael Jordan ever played on it. And Dwight Manley, who was Karl Malone's agent, brokered the deal to have the floor auctioned off. Now, the actual amount that it was sold for is unknown, but what the Jazz were able to get were 2 brand new floors, one for the WNBA franchise and the one that they are standing on right now, and 4 new basketball standards. So there's a lot of money involved in that thing, guys.
All right, Cheryl. Now, Mike, in the interim, what does Dwight Manley do with the floor? Does he keep it in the garage of the house?
I don't know if Dwight will eventually auction the floor off to make money for other causes, perhaps, use it for charity purposes. I'm sure he has something in mind.
Minute and a half gone by in the second quarter. Lakers with the ball. They lead by 3. Here's Fox off the spin. Good play by Chilcutt. Chilcutt with Russell and Polynice up front. Lewis in the backcourt with Isley. Chilcutt trying to give it back to the cutting Russell. Fox deflects it out.
Sending Chilcutt down into the low post area is not the best position for him. He is a very good perimeter shooter facing the basket up. The low post right now should be occupied by Polynice or by Russell.
Lewis fires up the 3. And back comes Lou, able to recover the dribble. I like the way guys always look at the floor, and it is as we...
It's the floor of the ball. It couldn't be the dribbling.
As you lose the handle on it. Good recovery by Russell. Of course, many years ago, there were some pretty good excuses. Nice play as Lewis was stripped. The floor of the old Boston Garden had those dead spots, and the same for the old Madison Square Garden. And the Celtics knew exactly where not to put the ball on the floor. Sally trying to go backdoor and turns it over.
The triangle looks a little bit different with John Sally in the low post versus Shaquille O'Neal. Not the same threat with the back to the basket with John in there as opposed to Shaq.
Lakers have not scored the last 3 minutes. Holding a 3-point lead. We are early in the second quarter. John Stockton getting set to return. Here's Chilcutt. Lewis. He's fouled. So the rookie Quincy Lewis getting the opportunity will go to the line. He was pushed by Sally.
I think if you're Jerry Sloan, you have to like the fact that this young man has come out on the floor. He's been very active. He's tried to beat somebody off the dribble. He's gone to the offensive glass to get an offensive rebound, a second shot opportunity. And they're obviously looking for someone to fill the minutes and fill the points that they lost when Shannon Anderson changed teams. Anderson gave a little over 21 minutes a game a year ago, averaged a little over 8.5 points per game. Who's going to take those minutes up? Who's going to make up those points? That's what they're searching for here early in the season.
Well, the crowd reacts as Shaquille O'Neal does check back in, replacing John Sally. So Shaq playing with the 3 personal fouls. The Laker lead is down to 1. Lakers able to hang in, though, with Shaq sitting down. Utah managed to outscore LA only 6-2. Fox over Chilcutt. Pretty quick release by Rick Fox, who's had the touch.
Now for Utah, do you come right back down the floor and put the ball in Polynice's hands and try and pick up number 4 on Shaquille?
Isley, yes. Howard Isley, who's come on the past 2 years in his 6th season out of Boston College, and he's been getting the additional playing time and backing up John Stockton. The The Laker lead is 1. O'Neal off the spin. Polynice to the boards.
O'Neal started in the high post opposite, reversed the basketball, then flashed in the open spot, winds up with a nice 6-foot jumper.
Isley resets. Now that's not the shot he wanted. And back comes Fisher. Fisher and Hopper at the guards. O'Neal with Rice and Fox up front. And Glenn Rice looks like the Glenn Rice of the Charlotte Hornets and the Miami Heat.
He has just been very tentative in the preseason, trying to understand what his role is supposed to be. When should he be cutting? When should he be passing? When should he be shooting? And Phil Jackson understands he's going to find his way here along the way. He's too good of a player, and they need him.
Holding foul away from the ball on Derek Fisher. Here's John Stockton back, replacing Howard Isley. Quincy Lewis sitting down. So Stockton, no, Isley remains. Stockton and Isley in the backcourt with Chilcutt, Polynice, and Russell up front. Shot clock at 4. Down to 2. Down to 1. Polynice shoots. Just did get it off. O'Neal feeling for Polynice. Stockton over to help. And Shaq able to go glass once again.
Shaq showing the understanding of the triangle offense. Catch it, be patient, let the back doors and diagonal screens develop. If Rice is open coming off one of them, you hit Rice or you hit a backdoor man. You always have the opportunity to go one-on-one with plenty of time left on the 24-second clock.
15 points for Shaquille O'Neal. Stockton on the penetration gave it back. Good hit for Polynice to find Chilcutt. And the Lakers are up by 4. Here's Rice feeling it for 3. Glenn Rice with 9.
Not a bad guy to pitch the ball ahead to in the transition situation. John Stockton tried to get over there. Number 1, he's too late. Number 2, he's too short.
Lakers by 7. Now that's nice. You said he was too short?
Nothing bad with being short, but he can't block Glenn Rice's jump shot. Come on.
I thought it was a personal.
Right coming from me.
Stockton. Got by Fisher. Oh, beautiful change of pace by John Stockton.
Just when you think that he's going to back out, just when you think he might pick up his dribble, he gets you out of your defensive stance, and then he turns on the Jets and goes by you.
Bad pass. Here come the Jazz. Stockton for Chilcutt. 5.5 remaining in this first half. Talking a moment ago about the triangle and the role of Shaquille O'Neal. Phil Jackson telling us that he feels the Lakers have a limited attention span, which does not help in implementing the triangle. Here is Shaq putting moves on Polynice. And Isley comes away with it. Utah looking to run. Stockton is tied up by Fox.
You know the officials are going to hear it on that one because John Stockton took the ball right into Rick Fox to try and draw the contact. I thought he was going to lay it off to his teammate filling the left lane, but he figured, let me pick up the 2 free throw opportunities. Fox held his ground, went straight up with both hands, and the official felt that Stockton moved into the defensive guy, but there was no foul call.
So when we come back with a timeout call, they will jump it up. Back in Salt Lake in a moment.
Hi. Today we're going to install an intercom system. Hey, Sharif, how's it coming?
Hey, Norm. Just a couple more wires to go.
Let's give it a try. Okay.
Hey, Norm, don't pay the electric bill, because I'm lighting you up.
To avoid comments like this, try using the Nike Air Believe. It's the latest from Foot Locker.
Hey, you're like a broken hammer. You got no handle.
Kiss your mama at the bus stop, because I'm taking you to school.
Well, that works great. That's all we have from the Foot Locker House of Hoops.
Who's your daddy?
The Flying Mile. Race fans gather at Daytona's Flying Mile.
Winning Daytona shows that the 300 is a spirited, full-blooded automobile with impeccable road manners.
Chrysler 300M, born like its ancestors with the most horsepower in its class.
No other car delivers this much motoring excitement.
She's a regular firecracker.
Critics are calling The Bachelor hands down the best romantic comedy of the year.
It would be a very great honor to have her.
Chris O'Donnell and Renee Zellweger light up the screen.
I love her. Is she fertile? Oh, yeah.
The ultimate date movie.
The only thing that's really special about me is you.
The Bachelor.
The first 10 years of marriage fly by like no time at all.
Really?
No.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
I think if we could just elevate our play, and I say by January and February, we should be right where we want to be. Right now, we're not a dangerous team. You know, this is something new for all of us, but I think if we come out with that enthusiasm, hard, play some good defense, we could do a lot.
It's so important to have your star buy into the system. I'm sure that Phil Jackson sat down with Shaquille and explained that patience is a virtue. You need to relax. Don't get excited in the beginning. We have a key guy out for us in Kobe Bryant. Let the rest of the players feel their way and decide how they're supposed to assert themselves. If the ball's going to come back to you, but for the whole thing to develop, it's going to take some time.
Phil telling us last night he was very unhappy, understandably, with the Lakers preseason, particularly that final game against Utah. He did not like the effort. He felt the Lakers quit hustling. He said it was embarrassing at times watching the Jazz dominate them with fast breaks.
He was really upset with the transition defense, and in talking to him yesterday, he mentioned that, look, let's face it, the Lakers have never been noted as a great transition defensive team, but in the last game of the exhibition season, he was very disappointed. That's where the game blew open, was in that fourth quarter.
And the Lakers were blown out of their last 3 preseason games. Rice tried to return it, and Harper able to get it in the backcourt. It was deflected by the Jazz. Fisher. And back comes Stockton. Lakers by 5. Just under 5 left in the half. Russell eluding Fisher. And now the Lakers on the run. They have a 3-on-2. Fisher splitting through.
He made a very nice decision that time. A little hesitation dribble at the foul line. Both defensive players flared out to the outside to take the outside men filling lanes. He kept his dribble alive, just didn't convert the layup.
Crowd wanted a foul on Fox. Stockton changed his mind, threw it into a crowd. Ostertag not able to handle.
You don't associate Utah with a lot of turnovers, but actually they were 25th in the league a year ago, averaging almost 16.5 turnovers per game.
Fisher, nice follow through. Stockton took a hit on a pick and went down. Lakers 37 and the Jazz 30. It's been a solid first half for the Lakers. But remember, Shaquille O'Neal is playing with 3 personal fouls. Ostertag blocked by O'Neal. Here's Fox. He has Shaq as the trailer, puts it on the floor, and then is stopped by Ostertag. Harper not able to hit. Fox converts.
Numbers in transition, running back. He missed the first opportunity. They got the second chance and the third chance, and then converted.
Lakers extend to a 9-point lead. Jerry Sloan wants to talk it over. It's the biggest lead of the game. 3:21 remaining in the first half. The Lakers 39 and the Jazz 30.
AT&T, 7 cents a minute, all day, every day.
Take one of these. That'll be 25 cents.
But it says here it's a nickel.
Not for a couple of hours.
What?
Well, see, sometimes it's a nickel, but right now, it's a quarter.
It's like that long-distance nickel plan where they say it's a nickel.
Sometimes they charge you 25.
That's right.
That's where we got the idea.
Is that right?
7 cents a minute, all day, every day, even to Canada with our international plan.
You know, there are some stores that sell candy for one low price all day long.
And people like it?
Oh, they love it.
Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
The NBA tips off on the Superstation. 29 teams, one dream. Over 80 games, one mission. Knicks and Bulls, Wednesday night at 8 on the Superstation.
Adrenaline Rush Hour fanatics are turning on TLC every night. But now they want more. The ultimate rush. You ready?
Sure.
One.
You don't have to go this far. Just try this. TLC's Adrenaline Rush Hour. Exciting as TV gets. Weeknights at 7 on TLC.
It's the 99er Green and Gold Rush. Register to win a game day package that includes 2 tickets to the Green Bay San Francisco game, round-trip airfare, 2 nights lodging, and $200 in spending cash. 4 runners-up receive 2 tickets to a game in Green Bay. Register now where you see this sign or at participating sponsor locations. Sponsored by Game Day and these local sponsors. Your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers and the Midwest Sports Channel, your ultimate sports connection.
EJ in Atlanta, high drama at the Can, the Pepsi Center in Denver. 102-101, and former Phoenix Sun. Free agent pickup for Denver. George McLeod knocks down the 3, puts Denver up 104-102. A live look now at the Pepsi Center. They're in timeout. 22.4 to go. Denver has the ball up by 2. We won't leave you hanging on that. We'll let you know what happens. Let us go back now to the Delta Center and Marv Albert.
All right, thank you, Ernie. Lakers with a 9-point lead. It's Utah ball as we come up on 3 minutes to go in the first half. Ostertag from Stockton.
Utah needs a few more of those high percentage shots. Very uncharacteristic. Utah shooting just 35% before that basket. Remember, a year ago, they were number 2 in the NBA, right behind the Lakers in team field goal percentage at over 46%.
Yes, they were an excellent shooting ball club. Foul is called as Glenn Rice unleashed the jumper. Foul committed by Russell. So Glenn Rice, who has had the hot hand, looking for points 10 and 11. 3-time All-Star. Still considered one of the NBA's best pure shooters in his second season with the Lakers, following 3 years with Charlotte, 6 with Miami. All kinds of trade rumors concerning Glenn Rice, who was not happy with what took place last season. He averaged 17.5 per game, but played only 27 games, made it back from elbow surgery, and just not happy with his role in the offense.
Let's see, when Kobe gets back and this team is functioning on all cylinders, let's see if he gets a little bit happier at times. Winning seems to have that kind of effect on players.
Kick ball is called. Jazz will get the new 24. Lakers 41 and the Jazz 32. Second of our TNT doubleheader in San Antonio earlier. The defending NBA champion Spurs beat the Sixers 89-76 on a night that saw the Spurs receive their championship rings. Travel is called. Traveling violation.
Carl was probably lucky on that one that the travel was called, because he also could have called an offensive foul on that. AC Green had his position. Malone just tried to back over him. There he is, caught on his back. Malone moves back into him. AC gives up the ground. The travel was the best thing that happened to Karl Malone there.
Very quiet first half for Karl Malone. Miscommunication involving Fisher and Rice.
As Fisher reversed the basketball and it went over near the coaches from the Lakers, you could see Tex Winter looking at him saying, relax, take your time, patience.
So Malone will go to the line. He's fouled by Sally. There's Tex Winter to your left. Tex, the architect of the famed triangle offense. And the question is, will it work without number 23 on the floor? We were talking to Phil yesterday, and he mentioned that he had contacted Michael Jordan back in September to see if Jordan had any desire to return to the NBA, and that Jordan said no. Phil said he did not ask Michael specifically if he was signed with the Lakers, but Michael did say he is going to work out. Might even work out with the Lakers because he has so many friends on the coaching staff. Played with Ron Harper.
The thing that spurred Phil to call up is Trent Tucker made a call and said that Michael had been playing a lot of basketball in the summer at some camps. And Phil figured, well, if he's playing, he's interested again. He's got the bug.
Right.
Let's ask about it. But the thing that Michael brought up was when he sliced his finger and tore that ligament, it's basically prevented him from palming the basketball the way he used to. Just doesn't feel he can play at the same level.
Nice move by Rice. Offensive foul. Glenn Rice saw Greg Ostertag in front of him and flashed the elbow.
It's very unusual that you see an offensive foul call when the defensive player is up in the air, but the defensive man is entitled to his space. Yes, Ostertag did leave his feet, but he went perpendicular, straight up and down. The offensive player came into him. That little elbow into his rib cage caused the offensive foul.
I hate when guys go perpendicular, you know? He went perpendicular.
Use the big word.
No, that's good. Very impressive. 1:25 remaining in this first half. Lakers by 7. Sally's pass deflected. Fisher on the recovery. This is Green. Shot clock rolling down. It's at 5. Sally very active. Oh, nice move by John Sally. That's his second field goal.
Ostertag has been so used to trying to body up against Shaquille O'Neal that Sally puts the ball on the floor, makes him move his feet, turns the corner, and gets an easy little layup.
And again, we get the whistle. A hold is called by Joe Crawford. Foul committed by Fisher. Coming up on the AT&T halftime report, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Peter Vesey, all the highlights and all the scores on this opening night in the NBA and here on TNT. And quite a night. Double overtime in Miami, an overtime game in Denver. This is the second of a twin bill on TNT. And John Stockton will sit down, replaced by Jacques Vaughn, the 3-year man out of Kansas. John Stockton with just 2 points, a couple of fouls, 3 assists.
Jerry Sloan figuring that with just around 51 seconds remaining. There's no sense in picking up foul number 3 on John Stockton. Sit him down, let Vaughn play defense.
Lakers have a 7-point lead. Hopper in a battle with Hornacek trying to get position. Malone over the double. Here's Green. Half-minute left in the first half.
Basically, the Lakers will come back and get one more shot attempt. If they hold Utah and secure the rebound here, they'll get one more shot at the basket.
Jacques Vaughn cutting to the basket. And the officials check with each other, looking for a deflection. No, it will be Laker ball with 15 seconds to go.
Another one of those turnovers that we talked about by Utah, hampering their half-court offense.
And apparently, Phil Jackson wants to talk it over with the 15 seconds remaining, and he has taken a 20-second timeout. The Lakers by 7, and they'll put it in play following this timeout.
Utah has 8 turnovers here in the first half. They're right about on target to average their 16+ a game as they did a year ago.
Utah Jazz will be home for the Houston Rockets Thursday night, then play at Seattle on Saturday, at the LA Clippers next Monday night. The Lakers head back home tomorrow night for their opener at the new Staples Center in downtown LA. They face the Vancouver Grizzlies. Shaq with 15 points, 8 rebounds, and a low-key first half for Karl Malone. Staples Center opening tonight with the Clippers going against the Seattle Supersonics, and a holding foul on Vaughn. They have that foul to give. We have 5 2/10 seconds remaining in the half.
Lakers spread the floor and try to find the best mismatch in their favor, who they feel can put it on the floor and take it past his defensive player, create the one-on-one opportunity, or kick to the open shooter if the defense gives help.
All right, Harper on the give and go, lost it, and time runs out. So at the half at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, the Los Angeles Lakers have to be very pleased. They lead the Utah Jazz 43-37. to 36. Sparked by the big man Shaquille O'Neal. Although in foul trouble, he has 15 points. Ernie Johnson is next on the AT&T Halftime Report.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Does everyone like basketball? Everybody understand?
You want to do something to help your community?
We're going to do some fundamental work.
You just got to get off the bench.
And we're going to do some drills.
And volunteer.
Come on. Good job.
Anyone can get involved. It's worth it.
Hey, the most important thing today is we're going to have fun.
Team up to improve your community.
Hello?
It's me.
Hey, honey.
I'm wearing that nightie.
Mm-hmm.
The sheer one.
Go on.
The lights are low.
Yeah.
I've got a Bud Light.
Bud Light. Is it cold?
Well, yeah.
Does it have those little beads of sweat running down the side of it?
Yeah, but I...
Is it a long neck?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Oh.
Okay, I got the ring. Finals MVP. I'm the man now. Who wants some of that? Bring it.
Meet Cyber Jordan and his backboard banging, retina burning Dr. Kaboom Air War Goliaths. NBA Live 2000. Big air, big hair. EA Sports. It's in the game.
We know advanced technology doesn't have to be complicated. That every product must be meaningful. And the end result will make you smile. Open up to Samsung Digital and keep in touch. Samsung Digital. Everyone's invited.
Is it my imagination? Are we going like 1 mile an hour? What's going on here? Oi! Geezer!
What?
Our flight's in 10 minutes!
Well, we better hurry then, didn't we?
Buckle up, boys! Buckle up! Come on, mate!
So, let's face the facts. I'm hot, you're hot. Who wants to pet me?
Crash Team Racing. Once he gets behind the wheel, things get ugly.
You and me. Booyah, Grandma. Booyah.
You know who I am. Look at the face that has haunted your dreams. Give yourself to me. Thousand years you'll waited for my return. You shall bear witness to the end of days.
Rated R. The end is coming. November 20.
I need a car.
There's a whole new way to shop for a used car.
No, a convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Introducing Autotrader.com. Over 1 million used cars updated daily, make it the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you?
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
NBA Inside Stuff magazine on newsstands now.
The AT&T Halftime Report is brought to you by AT&T. It's all within your reach.
It's the nightcap of our opening night doubleheader. Shaq telling Greg Ostertag, here's your triangle right on your noggin. 43-36, the Lakers with the lead over the Utah Jazz as they play at the Delta Center. We welcome you to the AT&T Halftime Report, along with Kenny Smith and Peter Vesey, Ernie Johnson. And we talked about the triangle as the night began in the pregame. You gave us a nice clinic, absolutely free of charge, wherever in your debt.
Nothing but isosceles.
Yeah. How are the Lakers running that thing tonight?
The Lakers are doing a great job of running that offense. It's always easier to do any kind of offense when you have great players. Shaquille O'Neal, everyone said that he would not score as many points. He's going to be asked to do more. 15 points in the first half. But the surprise, I think, is Glenn Rice. He wasn't really getting that many shots in the preseason, wasn't playing a lot of minutes, but he comes out here, he's getting his shots, and now he has 11 points in the first
I'm glad he's out of that slump.
Exactly.
that preseason slump he's been mired in.
11 points for Rice. Utah, meantime, Karl Malone, 5 points in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, he had a game in the, well, you know, he was hurt, missed a few games during the exhibition season, and then he came back, the first game back, he had 0 points in that game. So obviously it's going to take him a little time to warm up, but maybe Phil Jackson doesn't need that power forward that he's been clamoring for. Maybe AC Green is doing a great job, or maybe he'd like to have back Eldon Campbell and Eddie Jones for Rice.
What's the first half, Ernie, as well? 5 points. Don't worry, the mailman does deliver.
18 points for Utah in the first and in the second. 13 games on the opening night schedule. We run the break as we always do, and we bring you the scores. Washington beating Atlanta 94-87. Juwan Howard had a big night. The New York Knicks winners over the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Indiana Pacers had to hold on to beat the New Jersey Nets 119-112. It took double OT for Miami to beat Detroit 128-122. Tim Hardaway had 32. Orlando went to Charlotte, took it on the chin 100-86. Eddie Jones, the man of whom you spoke, scores 24. Boston over the Raptors in Toronto 103-90 as Paul Pierce goes for 30. The Dallas Mavericks win at home over the Golden State Warriors. Michael Finley goes for 26. And the Bucks go to Houston. Sam Cassell goes for 35, and they beat the Rockets at the Compaq Center. Seattle and the Clippers, they're at the break in L.A., christening the Staples Center, and not exactly in high fashion. 62-48. Look at the Blazers all over the Grizz as they play in the third quarter at GM Place. Phoenix and Denver in overtime. The Nuggets win at 107-102, and the San Antonio Spurs over the Philadelphia 76ers in game one of our TNT doubleheader, 89-76. When we come back, opening night highlights, including Sam Cassell's huge night, leading Milwaukee in Houston, and some last-second drama as Detroit and Miami go to double OT.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
I'm calling long distance with one of those 1010 numbers. Makes you crazy.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's not.
It'll make you nuts. But with the new AT&T one-rate 7-cent plan, calls are just 7 cents a minute.
Yeah, but you can only call at certain times, right?
7 cents a minute all day, every day.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week? That's simple.
Yes, it is.
So I don't have to use those 1010 numbers ever again?
No, you don't.
All day, every day. Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
FogDog.com, your anytime, anywhere sports store. Fog Dog.
We are going to send somebody to find him.
Until now, there has been a wall between you and the tools of serious trading. That wall is coming down. The information and technology professionals use to trade is now available to everyone. Daytech Online. The rules are changing.
Welcome back to the AT&T Halftime Report. How about Detroit and Miami? How about Jerry Stackhouse? Double pump, knocks down a three, ties the game at 100. And in OT, Grant Hill had 5 points in the first half. He had 18 points in the double overtime and finished the night with 41, cuts the lead to 107-106. Game tied at 109. Tim Hardaway cannot end it. We're going to second overtime. And it's at that point when Vashawn Leonard finds Mark Strickland. Strickland strong to the hole with the foul, 119-113. And Tim Hardaway putting the finishing touch on it. He had 32 on the night. Miami holds off Detroit 128-122 in double overtime. Suns and the Nuggets. Dan Issel, the new head man for the Nuggets once again. 94-91 Suns. Nick Van Exel knocks down a 3 to tie it. Look at the chest bump on the horse. And later, George McLeod used to play for Phoenix, and then he sticks the dagger in his old teammates with a three-pointer to make it 104-102 in overtime. And the Nuggets go on to win it by 5 in OT at the Pepsi Center. Portland and Vancouver. Scottie Pippen's Portland debut. Guys in the black shirts all over the Grizzlies at the Garage tonight. Pippen had 10 points in the first quarter. Steve Smith had 12 in the first quarter. 64-47 in the third as Portland all over the Grizz. Some unfinished business. These guys said, we really haven't talked enough about Utah in this game. You've got the floor.
Utah is a team that everyone's saying that their window of opportunity is closed, but they're like that 57 Chevy. They're on the road, and you're trying to figure out how it's still moving, but everyone still has one in their garage. They're a good team. They're going to be there in the end.
I'm one of the guys that say the window has closed. It's a stained glass of opportunity. and by the fact that they did not get anything for Shandon Anderson, I thought they had all the pieces in place to replace the 3 older guys on the team. Anderson was such a huge part of that. They weren't able to get anything significant for him, so they just let him slide out to the Rockets. Bad move.
But there is the Olden Polynice factor, still to be determined. Back to wrap things up on the AT&T halftime report in just a second. We're going to tell you about the referendum in San Antonio on the new arena. The results are in. Meantime, Adam Keefe and the Utah Jazz on the downside of a 43-36 halftime score. We'll be back.
Critics are calling The Bachelor, hands down, the best romantic comedy of the year.
It would be a very great honor to have her.
Chris O'Donnell and Renee Zellweger light up the screen.
I love her. Is she fertile? Oh, yeah.
The ultimate date movie.
The only thing that's really special about me is you.
The Bachelor.
The first 10 years of marriage fly by like no time at all.
Really?
No.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Faster, more reliable, higher quality, more profitable. Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, and it can be whatever you want it to be. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
Come together right now over me.
And we welcome you back to the AT&T halftime report. November 2nd was a date circled on the calendars of Spurs fans, not just because it was the season opener ring night at the Alamo Dome, but because there was a big vote on a referendum. Do you want a new arena in San Antonio? Well, the votes are in, 28% of them at least. 60-40, they're projecting it will pass. And so the question now, how will that impact Tim Duncan's decision on his future in San Antonio? Craig Sager talked to Duncan after getting the vote totals.
It's important, but it's not really an issue. My decision will come at the end of the year when this is all over and the season's all done.
Well, that kind of differs from what we've been hearing about this being a part of the mix as to whether Duncan stays or goes from San Antonio?
Well, I think it's important because if they had moved to a city that he did not like, he was going to say, forget it. This is a factor. One of the biggest factors, though, is will the Spurs still be able to win when this season is over for the future? You know, Doc Rivers is trying to build a young team down in Orlando. They've got a pretty good relationship, so they've got a lot of cap room waiting for Tim. But if they can win in San Antonio, he'll stay.
I think the one thing that Tim is looking for is player personnel, trying to see what players are going to be there with him. He knows that he's a great player, but he also knows he can't do it alone. So he's going to have to see what kind of personnel the Spurs bring in.
Duncan leads the Spurs to a win over the Sixers in Game 1. Game 2 heads to the third quarter. The Lakers on top of the Jazz by a touchdown.
The AT&T Halftime Report was brought to you by AT&T. It's all within your reach.
Okay, I got the ring. Finals MVP. I'm the man now. Who wants some of that? Bring it.
Meet Cyber Jordan and his backboard-banging, retina-burning Dr. Kaboom Air War Goliaths. NBA Live 2000. Big air, big hair. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Capture every day in brilliant color. Get the picture with Fujifilm.
Dandruff, scratching, itching. Introducing new Neutrogena T-Gel Stubborn Itch Control with cooling menthol you feel on contact. Unlike self-control, it works. Ask any dermatologist.
I think Environmental Day, or any other day where you just go to help out the community, is important for the simple fact that this is your community. It provides for you as long as you provide for it.
I think other schools should be involved because it's an easy way to get a lot of big things done.
Got all the students active, and it helped us give back to the community what it has given us so far.
And it was so important that we had sponsors to be able to go out there and do it because we wouldn't have had the time or the money.
Take risks, and people are bound to talk.
Showtime.
Television that's edgy and fearless. Showtime. Most daring. Television's boldest risk taker.
Copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use and dissemination of this telecast, or the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Welcome back to the Delta Center in Salt Lake City on a beautiful 62-degree day here in the Salt Lake City area. 7-point lead as we head to the second half. Lakers on top. Marv Albert with Nazar, Mike Fratello, and Mike taking a look at the halftime statistics. A terrific first half for Shaquille O'Neal. A very quiet first half for Karl Malone.
The Lakers should be very happy. They've executed the triangle offense very well. Shaquille has been such an integral part, as we can see, of their point productivity. On the other side, as far as Utah goes, think about it. This is a team that averaged over 93 points per game last season, only 36 here in the first half. Karl Malone, who averaged over 10 free throw attempts a game a year ago, only shot 4. How about 16 field goal attempts a game a year ago? Only 4 field goal attempts in the first half.
And the Jazz just 5 of 16 from the field in the second quarter. Well, look at that. A homemade sign. On a doubleheader night here on TNT. Earlier, the Spurs on ring night, San Antonio defeating the 76ers 89-76. So the third quarter is underway. John Stockton. Adam Keefe with the save. And Jeff Hornacek with the bucket.
Utah traditionally finds small ways of getting easy baskets. One of them for Adam Keefe is staying on the offensive boards. He gets a big one to start off the second half.
Fisher and Harper in the backcourt. O'Neal with Rice up front along with Green. Here's Harper. And Olden Polynice with the rebound.
You see the Lakers come out to start the second half and start out with a pick and roll option off the offense.
And Malone able to get down low. So the Lakers watch the lead cut down to 3, and Phil Jackson up immediately to take a timeout. And Phil is upset. 53 seconds gone by in the third quarter, and the Laker lead has been trimmed to
3. My name is David, and I'm in 4th grade. Today, my schoolmates and I went to a reading workshop. I was really excited because Keith Van Horn from the New Jersey Nets was there. He was a lot taller than I thought. Keith explained how important reading is and how fun it can be. I already like to read, but he showed me that reading is cool too. Today was a good day.
Hi, today we're going to install an intercom system. Hey, Sharif, how's it coming?
Hey, Norm, just a couple more wires to go.
Let's give it a try. Okay.
Hey, Norm, don't pay the electric bill, because I'm lighting you up.
To avoid comments like this, try using the Nike Air Believe. It's the latest from Foot Locker.
Hey, you like a broken hammer. You got no handle.
Kiss your mama at the bus stop, because I'm taking you to school.
Well, that works great. That's all we have from the Foot Locker House of Hoops.
Who's your daddy?
FogDog.com, your anytime, anywhere sports store. Fog Dog.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by FogDog.com, your anytime, anywhere online sports store. By the Fannie Mae Foundation, showing America a new way home. And by Nike.
You're wondering why Phil Jackson took a quick timeout. First, they gave up an offensive rebound to Adam Keefe, second shot opportunities. Then as Stockton pushes the ball down the floor, the Lakers decide to front the low post. No one rotates over on the lob pass. As a result, you're going to get a clear, uncontested layup opportunity for the Jazz. Phil Jackson did not like what he saw, called a quick timeout.
And here's Rice for 3. Len Rice hitting his second from downtown. He has 14 points. The Lakers 46 and the Jazz 40. Polynice with that pass off the mark intended for Keefe. Harper to the left hand.
We know that Phil Jackson has always liked big guards. And here's an example of Harper actually over-penetrating and still being able to create a shot over the top of a big man for a score.
Well, Stockton allowed to get in deep. Not able to hit that reverse. A.C. Green, Shaquille O'Neal, Glenn Rice up front. Shaq. He has 17 points, a 7-0 run by the Lakers the last 45 seconds since the timeout was called.
Because Olden Polynice is so worried about the body contact foul being called, once the Lakers reversed the basketball and Shaq came across the lane, he never got into him. He allowed him to catch it too close to the basket.
Foul committed by Fisher. 10-point lead for the Los Angeles Lakers. It is their biggest lead of the night. Last year, the Lakers 31-19, second in the Pacific Division, fourth in the West. A season that began with great expectations. So the Lakers go through 2 head coaches, sign and then release Dennis Rodman, Hornacek, trade away a fan favorite in Eddie Jones. Then in the playoffs, swept by the eventual champion San Antonio Spurs after knocking off Houston in the first round. So now a new coach, a new arena, but it's basically the same group of players, and at the moment no Kobe Bryant. Here's Harper again. Now, the feeling is that Kobe is out with a broken bone in his right hand and is wearing a cast and did not make the trip to Salt Lake City. The feeling is he'll return within 3 to 4 weeks. They're hoping perhaps by Thanksgiving.
How many times have we seen Utah use its bread and butter play, and that's a Stockton-Malone pick and roll?
Hornacek, he is 7 of 10 from the field. He's the high man for Utah with 17. Lakers 52 and the Jazz 44. Here's Green. AC Green with a rare shot opportunity.
I would say the Lakers are feeling real good right now with their offensive execution. They're getting wide open shots. They're patient. They're swinging the basketball. I'm not sure you can ask for much more.
And the blocking foul is called. Karl Malone shaken up.
I need him over here.
Tripping foul. Now they say a trip on Green. Shaquille O'Neal was concerned that it would have been a block on him, but it's Green who was called on the foul.
Karl Malone goes to the basket so hard, and besides trying to score, half the times he's trying to draw contact to put a foul on the opponent. There he takes it down the rim, jumps into Shaquille's body, and then lands awkwardly and turns the ankle.
Karl Malone played only 2 games in the preseason, as we mentioned earlier, because of a lower back strain. So he hobbles over to the sideline, met by the Jazz trainer Mike Szymanski. And a timeout has been called with 8:24 remaining in this third quarter. And the Lakers up by 10.
You know, we mentioned earlier about these 2 outstanding players for Utah and the statistics that they've come up with. But when you have great players that produce those kind of statistics, the next thing is, how often are they there to do it for you? Well, when you look at the fact that Stockton has played in 98% of the games and Malone 99.5% of the games, and you want to know something? I'm talking about over 1,100 games for each of them in their career here in Utah. That's just amazing. Add to that the fact that since Jeff Hornacek has been here, he's played 405 games. That he's been here for 405 and played in 400 of them. That's some percentage from those 3 guys.
Hornacek has said this is his final NBA season. Although the owner of the club, Larry Miller, said, well, maybe we can talk him into another year. So Karl Malone at the line. Malone is now 4 of 5 at the free throw line. He has 8 points in all. Mentioned earlier how far he has come at the foul line, and he's a guy who lives at the line. 79% last season, which is remarkable when you do consider that rookie year where he shot 48%.
Well, the next time he goes to the line, we'll have to get a close-up and see if he's still whispering those little things to himself just before he releases the foul shot.
Lakers by 8. Oh, the steal by Keith. Rice gets back. Fisher caught him from behind. Good play by Derek Fisher.
There's that transition defense by the Lakers that Jackson was so concerned about. Great effort, great hustle to save a potential layup.
Rice met on the switch by Hornacek. Harper. And last touch by the Jazz. The Lakers will have 5 on the shot clock.
The veteran Ron Harper moving without the basketball. Back cut, open down the lane. Deflection, knocks it out of bounds.
O'Neal gives it right back. Harper. Oh, Malone again hits the floor. Fouled by O'Neal, and that's number 4.
He's just being aggressive, doing what comes naturally to him, going after the basketball, but he's so big and strong that when he bumps into you, it makes it look like you've been hit extra hard. The second effort there, the ball being kept alive by AC, and here comes Shaq in to try and get a piece of it. Instead, he gets a piece of Karl Malone.
And John Sally checks back in, replacing Shaquille O'Neal. Sally played a very effective 7 minutes in the first half. 2 of 2 from the field, 3 rebounds. for the 35-year-old Sally. Illegal defense called for the first time, so that is a warning. And notice the clock does not revert back to 24. It's at 14. It's one of the new rules, which should add up to some extra possessions. Heath had it poked away. Good play by Rice. Lakers very quick to the loose balls. Hopper draws the contact.
They've also done a very good job of pressuring the basketball. They've caused a number of deflections and steals and forced turnovers by being active with their arms and hands.
Ron Harper to the foul line. Man has spent 5 years with the Chicago Bulls, so he is extremely familiar with the triangle offense. A reminder, tomorrow the action on TBS will get underway with the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Bulls opening the season Friday night on TNT. San Antonio travels to Houston in the first of the doubleheader, starting at 8 in the East, followed by the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Sacramento Kings. That'll be live from Japan. Ruby Brown picking up that frequent flyer mileage, heading from San Antonio to Japan. Lakers up by 9. Shot clock at 5. Hornacek, nowhere to go, and a bad play. Another Utah turnover. Twelve turnovers for the Jazz.
Wait. By yourself.
Rice off a series of fakes.
Rice understanding that time that after the ball was reversed, his one-on-one opportunity came. He takes advantage of it, goes one-on-one against Adam Peake.
Utah just out of sync, not able to get anything going. Only Jeff Hornacek has been able to find the range. The high man with 17. Just under 6 minutes left in the third. Sally, quick move on Polynice and then rejected by Malone. Foul is called. It is on Keith.
You mentioned Utah seeming out of sync. Even the series of plays that they've run just seems to be abnormal from what they normally do. How many pick and rolls with Stockton and Malone, we asked? How many times have they sent Malone down into the low post and lifted their other people? They just finally did it once or twice for the first time this game in the last 2 or 3 possessions.
Ron Harper sitting down. He's played well. Leads with 7. Brian Shaw checking back in, has the ball. And the Lakers give it right back. Blocking foul on Fisher.
Well, Fisher guessed that time, and he may just have guessed right. Whether or not he got that foot down planted in time before the contact took place, Joe Crawford felt that he was a step late getting there. He felt he was there on time. Was that left foot up just a little bit up in the air when the contact took place? Good call by Joe Crawford.
The Lakers committing their 4th team foul. Utah in the midst of another drought. Fisher anticipating it. He picked it off. Here's Stockton for 3. Yes!
That may just have been what the Jazz need to get the crowd back into this thing, to get Stockton a little bit more involved in this offense.
And the block called on Polynice. That is his 3rd. Holden Polynice, who was signed as a free agent after spending last year with Seattle. He's played for Sacramento and Detroit, the Clippers, began his NBA career with the Sonics. Fisher from downtown, air ball.
There's the lack of patience that will bother and trouble a coaching staff. With plenty of time left, for another pass or some dribble penetration. Fisher that time elected to go up with the three-point attempt, an ill-advised three-point attempt.
And the major question on Derek Fisher, although it has improved, is the outside shooting touch. And there's no question Phil Jackson is not sold on Derek Fisher. Foul is called on Green. That's his third.
With the return of Kobe Bryant and with them adding Ron Harper, you could see a very large backcourt in the future for these Lakers.
John Stockton sits down. Howard Eisley is back. And Karl Malone is back on the line. He's 5 of 6 at the line.
There's that little saying, whatever it is that he says just before he releases the free throw. He started doing that when he shot the 48% in his rookie season and worked on his free throw shooting. Whoever it was that worked with Karl obviously got him to say whatever the mechanics are he's trying to follow. Take the deep breath, relax, same routine, same number of bounces, follow through, and his free throw percentage has skyrocketed.
Lakers by 5. Rice trying to put a move on Russell, playing him well. Here's Green. Rice. Malone looking for position. Well, Karl Malone not getting the shot opportunities. Just 2 of 6 from the field. Sally. Oh, he has all kinds of confidence here tonight.
It makes it look like a real good decision by the Lakers. Remember, they released Benoit Benjamin, who was playing very well, and decided to keep Sally over Benjamin, and you can't argue with him tonight based on this performance.
And Benoit Benjamin is now a member of your former team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hornacek. Polynice. Phil Jackson was looking for an offensive foul. Lakers lead 57-52. 3.5 to go in the third. Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller from Salt Lake City. And the call is away from the ball. It's on Polynice. That's number 4. He picked up 2 in a hurry at the start of the game, and Greg Ostertag came on, did a nice job. In fact, came up with 4 blocked shots. Here is Ostertag making his return.
So John Sally is going to get a lot of calls this year as a result of the opposing centers being so used to having to be so physical that then when John comes in there, they put the same physicalness on him. It just knocks John over in the foul call.
Sally lost it. Hornacek has a 3-on-2. Oh, throw it away.
Another turnover for Utah. And going back to the move that Sally made, you can't tell me that the Lakers didn't talk today and shoot around about the fact that when you come in the game, John, and you're matched up against Ostertag, put the ball on the floor. That's the 4th move he's made where he's put the ball down and moved past his opposing center.
Shaw had it deflected away. Timeout is called by Utah. They've turned it over 5 times. The last 5 minutes have 13 in all.
TNT and TBS Superstation want to send you on the ultimate Bachelor Sports Weekend. You and 3 friends will go to NBA All-Star 2000 and play golf with an NBA legend. All you have to do is visit any participating Circuit City store or enter online at NBA.com.
I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna jump! Come on now, Phil. Let's talk about this. No, I'm really serious. I'm gonna do it this time.
Look at me, Phil. Right here, you and me.
Let's just talk this out. You have friends in here that love you.
Hey! This guy's got a fridge full of Bud Light.
Phil, we've made a lot of progress. Gotta go.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You got a plunger? Oh, man!
Hey, pizza lovers, got a hungry mob to feed? Let's face it, it takes 2. So right now at Godfather's Pizza, get 2 medium pizzas with your choice of any 2 toppings, plus choose 2 side dishes from a delicious list of 4, all for just $15.99. And this is Godfather's Pizza, where the toppings are fresh, they're piled on thick, and it's all smothered in real mozzarella cheese. Choose 2 sides and you got a feast. 2 mediums with 2 toppings and a choice of 2 sides, just $15.99. Right now at Godfather's Pizza.
In my future, we'll be able to see our grandkids smiling whenever they call. They'll send us pictures over the TV. We might send them video birthday cards. Of course, you still have to visit to get Grandma's cookies.
No one knows exactly where the future's going, but we can tell you where it's coming from. Introducing Charter Communications, your new cable company.
Well, you know, I think it takes a long period of time to really kind of instinctively react to a triangle offense where you are in charge of reading defenses, and in the process, players are calling what's going on the floor by their reads, by their ability to react, by their ability to communicate one another with passing and reading the defense. And so it'll take some time.
All right, to this point, it's a work in progress. Phil Jackson trying to utilize the triangle with his new club. Now, Mike, is there a point if the triangle doesn't work that you don't force it on a team? Do you push a particular philosophy on the players, or does the makeup of the team dictate the philosophy? It's a multiple choice question for you.
Wow, you had a lot of questions in that one.
Take them one at a time.
Basically, the triangle is the philosophy that Phil and his staff believe in. They trust it. The idea is to get the players to believe in it the same way. However, if the talents of the players don't match other teams that he's had, he's got to make some adjustments. And obviously, he's a good enough coach to do that. They will adjust and change the triangle to meet the needs of the players' talents.
What is your feel to this point of the flow of the Lakers?
I think they've got to be real happy tonight. This early into the season without one of their key players, I think they've executed extremely well.
Lakers have a 5-point lead with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third.
Paul can't decide whether to step out, face up, shoot the jumper, or back to the basket. He's trying to figure out a way to get points on the board.
Brian Shaw with his first field goal. So the Lakers now lead by 7.
Every decision's been right. When to take in transition, when to pull it back out, when to run the offense, when to reverse the ball.
Hornacek backdoor was stopped and deflected out by the Lakers. The Jazz with 11 on the 24. We are just under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Malone is up front now with Ostertag and Russell. Hornacek took the bump, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Foul committed by Shaw. Brian Shaw, a late addition to the roster, signed as a free agent. Originally a first-round pick of the Boston Celtics back in 1988. Remember, played in Italy and then reported to the Celtics. Released by the Rockets after came over in the trade for Scottie Pippen, and then was signed by Los Angeles.
A couple of nice veteran guard pickups by the Lakers, getting Ron Harper, bringing in Brian Shaw to buy time while Kobe's out.
Meanwhile, the rookie from Villanova, John Celestin, with some pressure. Surprised the Lakers. John Celestin is on the injured list with a knee problem. Robert Horry is also out with a sore knee, along with Kobe Bryant. And again, the call away from the ball, this time by Ted Bernhardt. Foul on Malone, that is his second. And Utah is over the limit.
That's one of those judgment calls. When is it an illegal screen? When is the defense allowed to run into the screener? That time, Fox, after the ball entered into the post, set a diagonal screen into the lane. Defensive man running into Fox. The officials felt caused the contact, therefore he shoots.
Well, Travis Knight makes his season debut. Coming on to spell Shaquille O'Neal. Travis Knight, back from that severely sprained right ankle, was added to the roster. Played in only one game in preseason.
And comes up with his first offensive rebound.
Lakers with the ball up by 6. And here's Knight. Isley on the run. Gets it to Russell. And the foul.
That's the transition game that these Utah fans are used to seeing. Getting out after the missed shot by the Lakers, filling the lanes. Brian Russell has had a terrific preseason camp. Jerry Sloan very happy with his productivity. Stay wide, let your point guard make a decision, and then have a guy who can finish, and here's a three-point play opportunity.
Foul on Sally, his third. Russell, a 79% free throw shooter, a guy who's come on in that department. So the three-point play, again, pressure on the inbounds. Sally able to gun it down for Knight. The Jazz within 3, trailing by as many as 10. Coming up on 1 minute left in the third. And the push called on Hornacek. Both teams are over the foul limit.
There's a good example of the new rule interpretation. Your arm goes out, your forearm goes out to guard the dribble. When he's above the foul line area, it's going to be a foul call.
Will it change the workout procedures to make the transition from muscle to finesse?
And we've already had certain head coaches who do a lot more aerobic stuff, a lot more stuff away from the weights than they used to do to try and get the agility back in the game that they feel is necessary.
Will it change your personal workout procedure?
I will try to combine the physicalness and the athleticism that I always possessed to continue to develop that.
Isley for 3. Down to 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Laker lead is 4. Shaw. And the air ball fielded by Russell. They push it down. And the foul is called on the Lakers with 20 seconds remaining in the third. And that's number 4 on Sally.
If you're both coaches right now, Phil Jackson's saying to himself, you know what, as well as we've played and as bad as Utah has played, we're in a 4-point ball game right now. If you are Jerry Sloan, who has seen this team for so many years, you understand that, okay, we've just kind of been hanging around here for 3 quarters. You get to the last one, it's time to turn it up.
Jeff Hornacek, 88% of the line last season among the leaders. Pete Chilcutt coming on for Karl Malone. Glenn Rice being waved on, replacing Travis Knight.
Utah has gone to their full court man on the ball pressure to try and take time off the clock so that the triangle can't operate as effectively the last 2 times. Here it is again, Chilcutt on the ball. They're just trying to get the Lakers disorganized, trying to use up a lot of time. The Lakers decide to attack in transition, and you can't ask for much better than to get Glenn Rice wide open in a 2-on-1 situation.
16 points for Rice. The Laker lead is 4. We come up on 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. Isley try to get it to Ostertag. Final seconds. Rice from center court. So that's the end of the third quarter. A big third quarter for Jeff Hornacek. 10 of his 21. In the third is Glenn Rice, who has hit for 16. Shaquille O'Neal's the high man for the Lakers with 17, but has the 4 fouls, while Hornacek leading the attack for Utah with 21. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment.
I got the ring. Finals MVP. I'm the man now. Who wants some of that? Bring it.
Meet Cyber Jordan and his backboard-banging, retina-burning Dr. Kaboom Air War Goliaths. NBA Live 2000. Big air, big hair. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Myth is the past we cannot escape.
The heads are gone, taken by the headless horseman.
Mystery is the omen we cannot face.
Some say it is the Witch of the Western Woods who has made a pact with Lucifer.
Madness.
Who's there?
Is the terror we cannot stop. Sleepy Hollow. Rated R. Friday, November 19th.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Great first impression from the rookie Lamar Odom, number 4 pick in the draft by the Clippers. Playing in the fourth quarter right now, he's got 29 points and 10 rebounds for the Clips as they christen the Staples Center. Only one thing wrong. They're getting thumped by the Sonics, 92-81, but still some time left. Let's go back to Utah, Marvin Mike.
Thank you, Ernie. Good third quarter for the Utah Jazz, easily their best of the game. In fact, they hit 7 of 14 from the field.
Showing some signs of life, led by Jeff Hornacek, and I'm sitting here wondering how bad really is Karl Malone's back. He just can't seem to get himself on track.
Has not been in the offense the way you usually will see Karl Malone. Malone is on the bench at the moment. There'll be a brief rest. Shaquille O'Neal is fouled. No question about it. Brian Russell raises his hand in the direction of the scorer's table.
Russell's saying, look, I fouled him when he was on the floor. He was not in the act of shooting. You should not be giving him 2 free throws. I don't think you're going to win that argument.
Brian Russell had an excellent preseason. Led the team in scoring, averaging 15 a game. Well, how about the free throw shooting of Shaquille O'Neal? 4 of 5 at the line. He was 54% at the line last year and had a very tough time in preseason. Well, Jerry Sloan going with a backcourt of Stockton and Isley, and he has Ostertag up front with Russell and Chilcutt. Fourth quarter is underway. Stockton for Chilcutt. Ostertag. Oh, he's emphatically rejected.
Well, he started to go up with the jump hook, lost control of the basketball, and unfortunately lost it right into Shaquille's hands, which made it look even worse. A nice dump down pass by Chilcutt. There's the loss of control right into Shaq's hands, who knocks it into the stands.
Second block of the night for Shaquille O'Neal. Ostertag has 4. Shot clock at 5. Isley. And Fisher on the run. Rice with the pull-up. Yes. Glenn Rice on fire, has 18 points.
The guy that really made that happen, Rick Fox. He was out in front of Glenn Rice. He kept running hard, took the first defender with him, and allowed Fisher to see the cross-court pass for the open jumper.
The Laker lead is 7. Chilcutt. Well, able to bang it off the glass. Lakers 66 and the Jazz 61. Phil Jackson has a backcourt of Lou and Fisher. O'Neal with Fox and Rice up front. O'Neal off the double is fouled. So Shaq back to the line. Talking about the powerful physique of Shaquille O'Neal, Phil Jackson made it clear that Shaq, he thought, played with too much weight last season. And Shaquille reported heavy this year, muscular but heavy, although he says he feels good. Does that affect? Quick, he looks pretty quick to me.
Well, they have him listed at 315 pounds. They say that he came back at 340. And, you know, his point is, look, I continue to lift weights in the off-season. The more I lift, I get bigger and stronger, but I feel good when I run as well as ever.
The Laker lead remains at 5. Phil Jackson's looking for a palm on John Stockton. Yeah, he'll get that call. Ostertag kept it alive. Stockton is run into and fouled.
so smart. He showed the ball, saw Glenn Rice running out of the corner of his eye, and just waited till he got close enough to jump into him and draw the contact.
Foul on Rice, number 4.
Second shot opportunity, corner of his eye, gets him up in the air, leans into him, draws the contact foul. You know, going back to Shaquille for a second, if you honestly feel that he's too big, why don't you just tell him?
You know, I mentioned it yesterday, and I thought he took it well. So, you know, we have no problem.
Because I wouldn't exactly call him overweight or obese.
He has the extra weight, and it's been something that the coaches have discussed with him. But he had a good preseason. Looked very sharp here tonight. Shaq with a drop step. Chilcutt rebounds. Utah trailing by 3. Russell. And last touch by Ostertag, and now the officials confer. And apparently the call was changed. Joe Crawford saw it the other way, and Michael Smith at center court, after conferring with Crawford, changed the call. The ball back to Utah, and it is the correct call. Timeout taken with 9:39 remaining in this fourth quarter.
Now managing all of your finances is easier than ever with America Online.
Personal finance on AOL is wonderful if you want to look up your stocks.
I do my banking, I pay my bills, I check my investments.
More people do their finances on AOL than anywhere.
If you want to buy stock on AOL, you can choose from one of the 4 leading online brokers with a click of a button.
AOL makes investing easy, safe, and secure.
I've taken back control of my money.
Take control of your finances with America Online. Call 1-800-4ONLINE and sign up today.
I think Environmental Day, or any other day where you just go to help out the community, is important for the simple fact that this is your community. It provides for you as long as you provide for it.
I think other schools should be involved because it's an easy way to get a lot of big things done.
It got all the students active, and it helped us give back to the community what it has given us so far.
And it was so important that we had sponsors to be able to go out there and do it, because we wouldn't have had the time or the money.
Once upon a time, winter meant hibernation. I couldn't get to work. My wife was stuck too, and Junior was clawing at the walls. So we 3 bears got 3 snapper snow throwers. A snapper for Junior, a snapper for Mama Bear, and 1 for me. Any size snapper goes through snow like a grizzly. Your family will be free and clear in no time and live happily ever after. Nuts to nuts and berries. We're going out for porridge.
See these snapper dealers. Eau Claire Lawn Equipment.
Well, there's Karl Malone still sitting it out. Karl, as we've been discussing, one of the amazing physical specimens in all of sports, and after kicking around the idea for years, Karl now revealing his training secrets in a 4-part exercise video just released. It's called Karl Malone's Body Shop. Here's a sample.
Body, it's a game you play with your mind, and just say, I believe I can do it. And you go out, and when you believe that with your heart, and you have a desire, you're going to get it done.
Well, here it is. It's the 4-part Karl Malone exercise video. Karl, as we mentioned, sharing his secrets, but of most significance to workout enthusiasts across the country. Coming soon, and this is an exclusive, the Mike Fratello Body Shop video will be available. The Czar will share his workout secrets, available at your favorite video store.
This was exhausting to make this tape. You couldn't see me in that little bit that they showed. I was just off to the side of Karl.
Yeah. Well, Karl appreciates the fact that you have been sharing your techniques with him. He felt it helped
our arm size very similar to each other.
Look at our bicep. Fox on the foul. That's his second. Russell back to the line. Lakers up now 66-64. So the Jazz chipping away. They trail by as many as 10. It is a 1-point Laker lead. Second part of our TNT doubleheader. We have another one coming up Friday night. Last touch by the Lakers.
Ron Harper had made an excellent cut from the offside. He actually had Howard Isley caught behind him. He was there for a layup, fumbled the ball, went off his leg out of bounds.
Lots of turnovers, 13 by the Lakers, 14 by the Jazz. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter.
Again, there's that ball pressure, hands on the ball, arms flailing all the time to take away the passing lanes. And as a result, they saved a post-up opportunity that time by Utah.
Stockton with the rebound, and Ostertag kept it alive. They get the new 24.
He's so smart, John Stockton. Shows the ball, gets the defensive guy to go by him, shoots, misses, and fouls his own shot up.
Shot clock down to 5. That's at 3, and a foul is called on Fox. Blocking foul on Rick Fox. For the Lakers, their third team foul, and for Fox, his third. John Stockton talking with Jerry Sloan. AC Green back on the floor for the Lakers. Stockton. John Stockton has turned it around here in the second half. The last time the Jazz lead, it was early moments. They're up 6-4. They've taken a 1-point advantage.
If we could ask Phil Jackson right now, I think he would say that there was just a defensive breakdown. They don't want Stockton coming back to the middle of the floor. They've taken it away almost all night. That time on the pick and roll, he got back to the middle of the floor for a clean look.
And the foul is called on Chilcutt. Here's Karl Malone checking back in, replacing Chilcutt. 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Utah by 1, and this crowd back into it. Here's the double on Shaquille. Fisher bothered by Isley. Again the double. Rice open. Yes, a 3 for Rice. He has 21 points.
Well, Utah has changed their defensive philosophy. They're going at Shaq right now, double teaming him. Lakers were patient. They swung the ball around, found Rice on the weak side of the floor.
Pretty move by Isley. So the game is tied at 69. And Rice, who a moment ago hit his 4th from downtown. O'Neal. Ostertag on the rebound.
Shaq perhaps showing a little bit of impatience. He knew that they double teamed him the last 2 times. He tried to get the shot off that time before the double team came.
Malone with the dunk under and hits. Utah by 2.
Well, AC Green thought that Karl Malone was going to shoot his little fadeaway jumper. He started to and then put it on the floor. He caught AC in the air, went in for the easy score.
Fisher for 3. Yes. Derek Fisher with 7. And the Lakers lead by 1.
That's one of those shots. If it doesn't go in, you say it to him. Now look, have a little more patience. We'll get a good shot. When it does go in, everybody's happy.
Well, Karl Malone setting the pick, caught Derek Fisher, who took a shot. So the foul on Malone, that's his 3rd. Here's another look at it.
Here's the UCLA cut that they've run for so many years, and Karl Malone just takes a step to his right, and as the defensive player tries to go behind the high post screen, the contact takes place.
An 8-speaker stereo, just one of over 40 features, now standard on the new Golf.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for helping me escape just when I needed to. Thank you.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beat tall, you never saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Making their way the only way they know how. That's just a little bit more than the law will allow.
Come by me. Come talk to me, baby.
Hey, how you doing?
That would be my lucky day. Will you be my sunshine forever? Or will you be just a friend of mine?
See why evil has many faces in the most terrifying Dracula movie ever. Gary Oldman is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Thursday night at 8, the new classics are on TNT.
And this Saturday here on TNT, a movie about two enemies who work together to save a murder. Sean Connery, Meg Ryan, Mark Harmon in the Presidio this Saturday night right here on TNT at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Marv Albert with the Czar, Mike Fratello, along with Cheryl Miller. 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Lakers with the ball. They lead at 72-71. Shaquille O'Neal, a very quiet second half. Here's Fisher for three again. He hit one just a moment ago.
Utah stays with the double team that time.
Stockton. It's an offensive foul, a charge called by Joe Crawford. That's 3 on Stockton.
Joe felt the defensive player had his feet set, that Stockton jumped into him to draw the contact. Rice is there. He's got his right to keep his space. Stockton invaded his space, therefore the offensive foul is called.
And Rice has had the hot hand. Ostertag anticipating, broke it up.
They keep ducking Shaquille in from the weak side.
Hopper on the foul, trailing the play. And that will put Ostertag at the line. Jerry Sloan in his 12th year as head coach of the Jazz. That's the longest current tenure with the same team. He's taken the Jazz to 8 50-win seasons, 4 Midwest Division titles, and those 2 trips to the NBA Finals. Ostertag just a 62% foul shooter last season.
Obviously, all the big men have been practicing free throws today at shoot-around.
Yeah, Shaq picked it up and then fell off. Got off to the good start. He's now 4 of 8 at the line. The Jazz and the Lakers tied at 72 on opening night in the NBA. And that away from the ball as Stockton was sent flying by Fisher. That's 5 on Fisher.
Again, interpretation of the rules this year. The defensive man was there. The slice cut by Fisher. He ran over the top of Stockton. Offensive foul call.
5.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Malone sets the pick. Stockton. Yes. Utah 74. The Los Angeles Lakers 72.
Might be time to put Ron Harper on John Stockton because he's tuning up Fisher right now.
O'Neal getting position. The Jazz looking for an offensive foul. They felt that Shaq flashed the right arm to push off, but the basket counts. The foul on Ostertag and Shaq to the line.
Watch the left arm of Shaquille as he turns in to get the quick shot up. Does the left arm clear space out that time? Jerry Sloan thought so.
And O'Neal able to line drive it home, a three-point play. He had been quiet in this second half. Just 6 of his 21 in the second half. Lakers by 1. Stockton, no call there. Lakers looking for another charge. And now a traveling violation called on Malone.
They'll probably call a delay of game. for Karl Malone throwing the ball down to the other end of the floor.
Yep, it is a warning. So the next call would mean a technical foul. Utah with their 17th turnover. Lakers have a 1-point lead. They'd led most of the way. Utah with a rally here in the fourth quarter after trailing by as many as 10. Rice is fouled. Hit by Russell. And that is the 15th foul, so Utah over the limit, and Rice will shoot a couple.
As great a shooter as Glenn Rice is, one of the things that he has worked on a regular basis is taking the ball, putting it on the floor, trying to create space off the dribble to get that open look at the basket.
And he is a superb free throw shooter, 86% last year, 4 for 4 tonight. Here's Jeff Hornacek, who had been the offense through the first 3 quarters for Utah. How about the turnaround by Glenn Rice, who did not have a good preseason, finished up in the exhibition finale against the Jazz by going 0 for 10 from the field. But a big night tonight. Lakers by 3. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth. Hornacek comes out shooting off the bench to hit. And the Laker lead is 1. Now Hoffer and Fisher in the backcourt. Rice, O'Neal, and Green up front. Here's the double on Shaq. O'Neal off the fake. Hoffer keeping it alive and then could not control.
That whole thing started out with the Lakers throwing the ball into the post. They came with a double team, a different double team that time. Shaq took his time, passed it out, and then reposted again. That's how the ball got back in there the second time. Same plays they used last time. The corner pick and rolls. First look is back to Malone. Second look across the floor to Hornacek.
And Stockton lost his footing. Stockton is left to the backcourt. Hoffer trying to take advantage. And Stockton now back defensively. Actually lost his shoe in the process. Shoelace is untied. Shot clock down to 3. Fisher to the left hand to challenge Ostertag. So the Lakers now lead 79-76 as we come up on 3 minutes remaining in the fourth. Malone with the power move. Just not himself tonight. As you mentioned, might be the bad back. But Karl just 3 of 9 from the field. Now the Lakers take a timeout with 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the fourth. Lakers by 3. Back to Salt Lake City in a moment.
Grandpa? Hey, boo-boo.
The Volkswagen Jetta, completely redesigned to give you even more of that same old feeling.
AT&T, 7 cents a minute, all day, every day.
Take one of these. That'll be 25 cents.
But it says here it's a nickel.
Not for a couple of hours.
What?
Well, see, sometimes it's a nickel, but right now, it's a quarter.
It's like that long-distance nickel plan where they say it's a nickel.
Sometimes they charge you 25.
That's right.
That's where we got the idea.
Is that right?
7 cents a minute, all day, every day, even to Canada with our international plan.
You know, there are some stores that sell candy for one low price all day long.
And people like it?
Oh, they love it.
Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
Hello? Larry here. Yes. Yes, Larry, I got your fax. And, you know, I had some interesting ideas about that very proposal. I was thinking,
wondering how Karl Malone can miss a 3-foot shot, you see that he has A.C. Green, the defensive man, posted in good position in the lane. As the entry pass comes in and he starts his turn towards the basket, the thing that may bother him is the fact that Shaquille O'Neal is right in his line of vision. He thinks that Shaq is going to come and try and block it from behind his head. Sometimes you tend to rush it and get it off. You're worrying about the big guy coming, and you miss an easy shot that you normally will make.
So there are the numbers on Karl Malone, who's played 33 minutes, just 3 of 9 from the field, only 5 rebounds, 12 points, 2:48 left in the fourth. Laker ball. They lead by 3. Shot clock at 10. Here's the double on O'Neal. Rice for 3. Yes, that's 5 from downtown for Glenn Rice, and he has 26 points.
One of the things about the triangle offense is it winds up making it very difficult to double team a low post man that can score and still get to the perimeter shooters.
Rice 5 of 7 from 3-point land. Hornacek for Ostertag, and it's called a foul. Lakers looking for a jump ball. It's on Rice. That's 5. So 5 on Rice, 5 on Fisher, 4 on O'Neal, and Ostertag to the free throw line. He is 1 of 3 at the line. Greg Ostertag, first round pick back in 1995. In his 5th season out of Kansas. Up and down at the foul line. As we mentioned earlier, 62% last season.
The game is still close enough that Utah may play it straight up. But with the ball going into the hole as many times as it is to Shaquille, very soon we may start to see them fouling on purpose to put him on the free throw line and take their chances that he's going to miss to get ball possession back again.
Lakers with the ball up by 4. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Shot clock at 5. O'Neal, yes. That's a big bucket. Lakers extend to a 6-point lead.
Stockton was the trap man. He came a little bit late. Shaquille stepped in between and split him before they could get him in a double team.
23 points for Shaquille O'Neal. Malone posting on Green. Well, the Laker lead is 4.
That's basically the same play that Karl Malone missed a little layup before. That time he elevated a little bit better, got it over the front of the rim.
As you see, down to 1:25 remaining in the fourth. O'Neal. A huge sequence here for Utah as we come up on a minute remaining in this fourth quarter, trailing by 4. Stockton, yes. It is a 2-point Laker lead, and the Lakers want to talk it over. Phil Jackson is upset.
Phil talking to A.C. Green about the defense and how they're going to play that particular situation in a pick and roll. With Utah, who uses so many pick and rolls, you need to get it straightened out now coming down the last minute.
So that was directed at A.C. Green.
We are in for a battle tonight.
This is your night, baby. Let's go get it. Time to spend the money. Come on. Oh, take it from him.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world. I must be the greatest.
Meet Cyber Ali and his chump-dumping, hammer-happy, hit-the-canvas, this-end-down, boom-boom Banshees. Knockout Kings 2000. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Until now, there has been a wall between you and the tools of serious trading. That wall is coming down. The information and technology professionals use to trade is now available to everyone. Daytech Online. The rules are changing.
Well, A.C. Green a moment ago, hearing it from Phil Jackson, was upset about the defensive switching.
What Jackson was trying to tell him is, as Utah is running their plays, you'll see Glenn Rice on the side trying to play Brian Russell. Rice playing Russell coming off the screen, gets bumped off. When he gets bumped off, you'll see Stockton wide open right here. It's at that moment that he wants A.C. Green to rotate out sooner. He's a step too late. Make Stockton throw one more pass is what Phil Jackson's telling him. We're in the last minute of the basketball game.
Lakers with 2 full timeouts in the 20. Utah with 3. Neither club has a foul to give. We're down to 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Lakers with the ball and a 2-point lead. And Fisher pops and hits. Derek Fisher. That's a 3 for Fisher. He's been hitting from long range. Lakers now lead 87-82. Stockton. Yes. John Stockton turning it in the fourth quarter. 3-point Laker lead. 32 seconds remaining, and the Lakers call for time. Green could not find anyone on the inbound. Phil Jackson using the 20. So it's a 20-second timeout taken by the Lakers.
Right now, what Utah's talking about in their huddle, as Phil is getting his guys together, I'm sure Phil's talking about using clock, understanding how much time is left. But Jerry Sloan is explaining to his team that they still have plenty of time. They talk about score, down 3 points. If they get the possession off a missed shot, do they want to take a timeout, advance it to half court, and run a half-court play, or do they want to push it back and try and get the 3 in transition? These are all the things they're clearing up right now, as well as deciding when the ball goes into the post to Shaquille, what are we going to do? Play him straight up or double team?
Reminder coming up next on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Peter Vesey will have Scottie Pippen's debut in Portland. San Antonio's quest for a repeat as they knocked off the Sixers tonight, along with all the scores and highlights. Opening night in the NBA. Here's some pressure on Hopper. Lakers by 3. Shot clock at 12. O'Neal is fouled. Oh, look out. And the Lakers want a flagrant.
Well, you can see that their instructions were to foul him as soon as he touched the basketball. Not only was Ostertag, but Stockton coming after him. They knew that Shaq was coming across the lane. As soon as he catches it, here comes the foul by one and the other.
Oh, Ostertag hooking the arm of O'Neal. Called for the foul. Shaq 5 of 9 from the line, and he's 2 for 5 from the line this quarter. So here is one of the situations that we were discussing last night with Phil Jackson. If Shaquille O'Neal can be a true leader of this club, Phil says he has to hit the big free throws down the stretch.
Said he has to take on this responsibility, and Shaquille says that he wants that responsibility. He started out the game making them. He's gone backwards as the game's gone on.
Yes, only 2 of his last 6 at the line. 19 seconds left in the fourth. Came up short. And a timeout called by Utah. Might seem to short arm that free throw.
Well, a great job of boxing out by Utah that time. Everybody got a piece of that man. They actually double-teamed Glenn Rice on his side of the lane to stop him from getting in there on a missed shot and come up with the big rebound.
All right, the timeout by the Jazz. We'll be right back.
In our family, men lose their hair early.
Thank you.
By the time we hit 30, we don't have to invest much in combs. So I started using Rogaine when I was like 28 at the first sign of fallout. Before I looked like I needed it, because I knew I would. So here I am. I've been using Rogaine for about 2 years now, right at the source of the problem, and I don't see any difference. And that's the idea. You keep the hair you have. Look, I love my dad. I'm just not in a rush to look like him. Simple, safe, smart. Rogaine. It's stronger than heredity.
We nailed him. Oh, let's go.
Al? Happy holidays, fat boy.
Spyro's back. Mess with this dragon, and you'll get burned.
Ow! Ooh, ow. That's gotta hurt.
The NBA on TNT. Brought to you by American Express. Cards, travel, financial services, and traveler's checks. Whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. By Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers wanted. By PlayStation. Live in your world. Play in ours. And by 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Welcome back to Salt Lake City. Marv Albert with the czar. Mike Fratello, 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lakers lead it to the Jazz 87-84. When we resume, it'll be Utah ball. Mike, what's the play here? If you're Jerry Sloan, do you go for the quick two, or do you try to tie it with a three?
Well, Utah was 8th in the league last year in three-point shooting at 36%. There are 4 players on the floor right now who can all shoot threes. The best of which is Jeff Hornacek. The guy who took the most last year, 147 three-point attempts, is Brian Russell. John Stockton has made so many big threes in his career, and then we know Chilcutt can shoot a three. I think if you get a look at the three, you take it. But also getting the quick two means that you have to turn and foul right away defensively before the Lakers can run out the clock.
And both teams are over the foul limit. Chilcutt is open. Here's the three. Rebounded by Harper, and he is fouled. Well, he had the open shot. It appeared to be on target, but it rimmed out.
Phil Jackson just sat down and let a big sigh of relief out. I'm sure it's one of the things he talked about in the timeout is how we're going to defend the pick and roll. If you watch both Laker defenders go with John Stockton, they step back. Chilcutt, the three-point shooter, he gets a wide open look at the three-point shot.
Foul committed by Hornacek. 10 seconds remaining in the fourth. And Ron Harper at the line. 1 of 2 at the line. So that extends to a 4-point Laker lead. Greg Ostertag returns, replacing Pete Chilcutt, who came very close to tying this game. The Lakers now lead by 5. The Jazz calling for time, so they are down to 1 timeout remaining. Lakers still have 2. 10 2/10 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. The Lakers 89 and the Jazz 84.
Introducing Blue from American Express, a whole new kind of credit card.
Once upon a time, winter meant hibernation. I couldn't get to work. My wife was stuck too, and Junior was clawing at the walls. So we 3 bears got 3 snapper snow throwers. A snapper for Junior, a snapper for Mama Bear, and 1 for me. Any size snapper goes through snow like a grizzly. Your family will be free and clear in no time and live happily ever after. Nuts to nuts and berries. We're going out for porridge.
See these snapper dealers. Eau Claire Lawn Equipment.
Begone, vile corruptors! I cast thee out! I am anointed to take up the serpent and drive away the infectious forces of evil!
Are you sure this is going to get rid of my computer viruses?
Want to wipe out viruses automatically?
Woo!
Go online to McAfee.com.
Sir, is this part of...
Well, still 10 seconds remaining. Utah will take over following this timeout, but the Lakers have to feel good about what has taken place here tonight on the road following a very poor preseason. They've played exceptionally well tonight.
I would think they'd be happy with both ends of the floor. They've done a good job in executing offensively and hit real big shots. And at the defensive end, they've held a very good Utah team down in point numbers.
Stockton looking for the three, fires it up. Rebounded by Rice, and a foul is called with 2 5/10 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. So the LA Lakers will come away with the opening night victory here in Utah. The Jazz had won 5 of their last 6 season openers. The one loss 2 years ago, lost to the Lakers at the Forum in Los Angeles, and the Lakers will return to their home city tomorrow night to open up the Staples Center. That is for the Lakers. The Clippers actually played the first NBA game there tonight against Seattle. Lakers will take on Vancouver. And the Jazz will be home for Houston on Thursday night. What a night for Glenn Rice. 27 points, 11 in the fourth quarter. And as you mentioned earlier, he shot 31% in the preseason, 0 for 10 in that final exhibition game. So the Lakers won it 91-84, making for a successful Laker coaching debut for Phil Jackson. And they did it despite the foul trouble suffered by Shaquille O'Neal, who got off to the quick start and then had a quiet second half. Cheryl Miller with a couple of tonight's Laker heroes. Let's go to Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Shaq. First of all, so many questions during the preseason, whether or not this team could grasp the triangle offense, how long it would take this team. This has to be a satisfying win, Shaq.
First of all, I want to thank my teammates for playing well, especially Glenn. Before the game, I told Glenn, I said, Glenn, I need about 27 from you. I'm going to get about 25, 27 myself. And Glenn stepped up. You know, we played well. And we just have to take one game at a time. Kobe's going to be out for 12 games, but I'm going to hold the fort down for 12 games. We just need to take one game, 1 month at a time. And, you know, we still got, pretty good athletes on this team.
Shaq, what clicked tonight?
Excuse me?
What clicked tonight? What worked?
Well, my teammates played, played very, very well. Like I said, Glenn stepped up, Derek stepped up, AC Green played great defense. That's what's going to take for us to, get to the next level, team effort. And we all play team ball.
Well, Glenn, the last time you faced the Utah Jazz, you were 0 for 10, but certainly 5 for 7 from downtown. This has to be very rewarding for you.
It was definitely rewarding for me. Big fella told me before the game I had to come out and get 25 points for him. And that's what I tried to do. I realized last time we met, I had good shots. I was 0 for 10. I want to step up and hit shots tonight.
Glenn, has the transition been difficult grasping this triangle offense for you?
A little bit. I find myself not being in position at the right times. And, I just got to keep hanging in there. My teammates are really pulling for me and keep playing basketball.
All right, congratulations, both of you. Great win. Let's go back to you, Marvin, Mike.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. Again, the final score, the Los Angeles Lakers 91 and the Utah Jazz 84. For Cheryl Miller, Mike Fratello, I'm Marv Albert saying good night from Salt Lake City, Utah. Now let's join Ernie Johnson for Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, with scores and highlights from opening night. So we bid you good night from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah.
All right, thank you, Marv and Mike. Coming up, it's Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. Peter Vesey and Kenny Smith will join me for a half-hour rundown of opening night in the NBA. Who had the best rookie debuts? Who came flying out of the gate? Who stumbled? And how many times will Kenny mention Vince Carter? We're taking you inside right now.
Puts the ball on the floor, a little shot, and a runner in the lane is blocked by Griffin. Vince gets it back, running baseline right, with a reverse jam. Oh, baby, what a play!
Damon gets by Bibby in the tree. Griffin for the dunk. Jerry Stackhouse. Double pump jump. Got it! It's a tray! Count it! 0.5 of a second to go!
Unbelievable.
Here come the Nuggets. A chance to get within one or tie. Van Exel for the tie. Right there!
Well, it's the half-hour show that actually needs about 3 hours on this opening night of the NBA season. Don't worry, we won't keep you that long. It's Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai here on TNT. Along with Kenny Smith and Peter Vesey, I'm Ernie Johnson. And guys, a long night, 13 games worth, and your take on what we saw out of the Lakers and the Jazz here in Game 2.
The Lakers obviously have a grasp of the triangle offense.
Already learned it. Already learned it.
If you have great players, if you have Shaquille O'Neal, you have Glenn Rice, guys who can fill it up, you're going to have success in any kind of offense. But the good thing, I think, that came out of this game for the Lakers was the fact that Glenn Rice was able to come in there and really hit some big shots.
It's no secret that Glenn Rice is unhappy
The Lakers did not want to max him out. They could have extended his contract. Jerry Buss has said right from the beginning, since they traded for him, we're not going to do this until your contract is up at the end of this year. Now maybe he's realizing that, hey, you know what? If I play well here, I'll get the maximum money here. I might not have to go somewhere else. So that's the best game we've seen out of Glenn in quite a while. Broke his exhibition slump.
Yeah.
I mean, he and Shaq combining for 51 out of the 91 points for the Lakers. We usually do the line of the night at the tail end of the show, but not tonight. We want to kind of give you an idea of what went on this season compared to last season. You saw the number of games on opening night, scoring up to 98 a game compared to last year. 11 games of 100-plus, and 17 players fouled out tonight compared to 6 on opening night of last year. And there's been a lot of talk around the league tonight about how closely a lot of these games were called. We will get into that as the night goes on. Now, of the league's 29 teams, 26 played tonight. We run the break and we run down the opening night scores, beginning with the Atlanta Hawks and the Washington Wizards, 94-87 in favor of Washington, despite an off night by Mitch Richmond, only 6 points on 3 out of 13 from the field. The New York Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 92-84. Randy Whitman, a loser in his debut as the Cavs head coach. The Indiana Pacers went to New Jersey and held off the Nets 119-112. That was a thriller. We'll have highlights in just a bit. The Miami Heat in double overtime beat the Detroit Pistons 128-122. Grant Hill had 41 points after scoring only 5 in the first half, but it's not enough as they come up short in Miami. The Orlando Magic under Doc Rivers went to Charlotte and took it on the chin. The Hornets beat them by 14. The Toronto Raptors opening up at home, losing to the Boston Celtics 103-90. Paul Pierce, a 30-point night as Boston wins on the road. The Golden State Warriors went to Dallas and lost to the Mavericks 108-96. Cedric Ceballos had 27, Michael Finley 26. The Milwaukee Bucks, an impressive win at Houston. Sam Cassell was very impressive, had 22 points in the first half and had 35 on the night to go with 11 assists. They beat the Rockets by 5 on the road. The Phoenix Suns losing at Denver 107-102, and that game goes to overtime. Nick Van Exel, 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. At last report, we'll update those numbers. Those are just a little bit late. The Clippers and the Seattle Supersonics. The Sonics win at 104-92, but a huge night for Lamar Odom. Highlights of that one still to come. The Portland Trail Blazers all over the Vancouver Grizzlies, 106-86. Scottie Pippen had 14. Steve Smith had 22. The Lakers, as you saw here on TNT in Game 2 of our doubleheader, beating Utah 91-84. And in Game 1, it was the San Antonio Spurs, the reigning champions, getting their rings and beating the Philadelphia 76ers 89-73. So that is the fast break look at the scores. And when we come back on Inside, a night just chock full of debuts. Guys that you've seen other places, like Brent Barry now in new places. Same with his teammate, Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell. And I'm telling you what, you're going to love the game this kid showed tonight, Lamar Odom. Out in Denver, Ron Mercer finds there is life after Boston. In Portland, Farfignugan, Detlef Schrempf knocking down a jumper. And the story for the Blazers, Scottie Pippen. All that and more coming up.
Inside the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Hyundai. Every Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty with 10 years powertrain coverage.
Sonata from Hyundai with the freedom of America's best warranty.
In this city,
taxi.
In this cab, a serial killer hunts his prey.
Stop this car!
I want you to work the case with us.
Tell me what you see.
Some bloody bones, footprints.
Amelia?
Hello? Hello?
The Bone Collector joins Silence of the Lambs and Seven as one of the great thrillers of the decade.
I hear something. I hear something.
You there?
Hello? I think I found him.
The Bone Collector, rated R, opens Friday.
Knit one, purl two.
I want it to be fluffy.
Wrong. No. No.
Back off, Jen.
I think you're using my yarn.
Oh, sorry. Uh-oh.
Introducing Cozone.com, the place to find computer help and buy what's right for you.
It's a mitten.
Oh.
Cozone.com. We can help.
It's not about being a hero. And not about serving your country. It's about fighting when you should quit. It's about being strong when you should be scared. And about saving everyone else's life before you save your own. The TNT World Premiere Special takes you beyond the glory and into the guts of the award you don't win, you earn. Medal of Honor. See it Sunday night at 8 on TNT.
AutoZone's this date in NBA history. It was November 2nd of 1990 when Dan Marley of the Suns scored 16 and Phoenix beat Utah in Japan. The team split their 2 games in Tokyo in the first NBA Japan games, and it was the only time teams split. Seattle, Portland, and Orlando swept their games in Japan. Minnesota and Sacramento play Friday night on TNT from Japan. Now, if you're a Spurs fan, the night could not have gone much better. The Spurs got their NBA championship rings. They beat the Sixers in the opener. And a referendum to build a new arena in San Antonio passed. That yes vote was perceived as huge if the Spurs wanted to keep Tim Duncan in San Antonio when he becomes a free agent at season's end. So all was well that began and ended well for San Antonio as we take a look at what transpired at the Alamo Dome. You win a title, you get the banner, and up it went. And then Sean Elliott, an emotional moment, coming off a kidney transplant and vowing to come back when healthy. Allen Iverson off to a great start for Philadelphia, en route to 28 points on the night, hitting floaters left and right. And Greg Popovich trying to figure out a way to slow down number 3. The Spurs get it going. Terry Porter, great pickup in the offseason. Avery Johnson, and 1. And the commissioner, David Stern, watches the Spurs forge a 5-point lead. San Antonio on the move again. Terry Porter underneath to Malik Rose, and 1. Part of a 17-0 run by the San Antonio Spurs that put this away. Another fan who voted yes, most of them did, 60% to 40% at last tally. And so the Spurs beat the Philadelphia 76ers 89-76. The referendum passes, and afterwards, Tim Duncan talked to Craig Sager about that vote.
It's important, but it's not really an issue. My decision will come at the end of the year when this is all over and the season's all done.
So Tim Duncan, after a 20-point, 16-rebound night. Portland and Vancouver playing at the Garage tonight. You see Scottie Pippen with the early dunk. Another newcomer wearing the black jersey, Steve Smith. The rainbow jumper goes. He would finish with 22. Another newcomer there via Seattle, Detlef Schrempf. A wide open jumper, which he knocks down, 71-52. You want more Blazer highlights? We got more Blazer highlights. Pippen the rebound. Greg Anthony to Pippen, who lays it in. Portland on its way to an easy win by 20 in Vancouver, 106-86. Pippen goes for 14. Steve Smith goes for 22, hitting 9 out of 13. Sharif Abdur-Rahim, 19 points and 10 boards in a losing effort for the Grizzlies, who next have to go and play the Lakers at the new Staples Center. How about them Blazers? Huh?
See, the Blazers are getting even. Now, they didn't draft Michael Jordan, so they finally get Scottie Pippen. They get Jordan's caddy.
Oh, my. Going there at 1:35 in the morning.
Well, not on the West Coast.
Exactly. Now, you kind of like this team. We talked about what they had last year, which was similar. They had a team that was deep, but you like their kind of depth more this year, Kenny.
They have a very deep basketball team. They had one last year, if you look at the team with Isaiah Ryder and the rest of the gang. But this year, the same depth,
but this year you have maturity and experience. You have playoff experience. You have guys who know what to do in crucial situations. So when it's down to the last second to the game, they know how to react to each other. They're going to know how to react in those situations.
Well, I mean, they got older guys.
Exactly. Older is better now.
Well, sometimes.
It used to, at one time it wasn't, but now it is.
Sometimes it can be better. The three guys that they picked up during the offseason were Pippen, Detlef Schrempf, and who else? Steve Smith. Three high scorers tonight.
And they win by 20, and albeit being over the Vancouver Grizzlies. Other highlights on opening night, the Bucks and the Rockets. Impressive win tonight by the Bucks over Sir Charles and the guys at the Compaq Center. So Steve Francis.
Oh, there it is. No, it's not.
Stevie Wonder, they call him. Clyde Drexler at the game, taking this one in, and they watched the former Rocket Sam Cassell do some serious damage. And you've got to like this dance. He's going to be in the studio tomorrow night, and I just hope he'll be able to duplicate that effort as he joins us on TBS. 35-point night, 11 assists for Sam Cassell. The Bucks go into Houston and hand the Rockets an opening night loss, 98-93. Steve Francis, the rookie who was chosen by Vancouver, has 14. Ray Allen, 19 on 8 out of 14. Olajuwon goes 12 and 11. Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets playing at the new Pepsi Center tonight, and Dan Issel back at the helm of the Nuggets. Jason Kidd, alley-oop to your guy, Sean Marion.
The Matrix.
He's doing his thing. Ron Mercer, newcomer to the Nuggets, 41-37. He cuts that lead to 4. Now watch Tom Gugliotta finish on the break. Phoenix 38-18 over Denver in the second quarter. Third quarter, Gugliotta off the alley-oop. They're up 77-72, but watch Nick Van Exel. So dangerous in situations just like that. Ties the game at 94 and almost knocks over the horse. And then Rodney Rogers, seemingly giving Phoenix a comfortable lead of 102-96, but no, it wasn't comfortable because Denver cut the lead to 102-101. And then George McLeod, the old Sun, now a free agent, lands in Denver and sticks the dagger in the Phoenix Suns with a three-pointer. 102-97 the final, or 107-102. The Nuggets win it. Van Exel goes for 34, 9 and 9. Gugliotta going 22 and 19 as the Suns fall to the Nuggets. But we did see some impressive stuff out of the guy you have nicknamed the Matrix, Sean Marion of Phoenix.
Phoenix has a very explosive basketball team. Obviously, tonight they're playing without Penny Hardaway, so it puts a little bit more pressure on Jason Kidd. But you have Sean Marion, who I've nicknamed the Matrix. He comes in, has 14 points, 14 rebounds. They're going to be a team that's going to be up there in the standings when it's all said and done.
But the Suns still have the same problem. They can't stop anybody, particularly when it counts. They have no defensive presence in the middle. They don't have an offensive presence in the middle either. You cannot be a top playoff team unless you have one or the other, and you can't compete for a title for sure. And a lot of people are saying this team should win 50 games at least. But Van Exel, 34, I mean, Dan Issel signed him, he's the GM also, signed him to a 5-year, $50 million deal during the offseason, described by many people as the worst contract signed this summer. So Issel really put it on the line to bring this guy in here. His job is on the line, and he comes through big time in Game 1.
Yeah, the worst, in Game 1. The worst contract looked mighty good tonight as Denver wins in overtime over Phoenix. When we come back, the Atlanta Hawks backcourt got an off-season facelift. One of the newcomers, Jim Jackson. We'll see how he and his new mates fared in D.C. tonight. And he's traded in his Turner headset for a real good seat on the Orlando bench. Was Doc's debut magical? We'll be back.
You know who I am. Look at the face that has haunted your dreams. Give yourself to me. Thousand years you're waited for my return. You shall bear witness to the end of days.